And we're here for our Star Wars game. So session number 43 or season 4, episode 4. So if you wanted to note down what episode you're up to.
I've already written all that down. So.
You've been ahead. Okay, so tonight we have Ariadne.
Known as the True Striker. Currently going by the pseudonym of Keyfoge because we are wanted by the Empire, and I'd rather not be as easily tracked down, although something tells me that just a pseudonym might not be sufficient. And I have gone from a year in the mines, what is it when you kind of street fighting, but you're doing the mine fight club.
Pit fighting.
Pit fighting, that's it, pit fighting. To becoming the leader of the current Mandalorian Clan, because the True Striker network is the only clan that has survived in any great numbers.
The True Striker is a family of the clan.
Yeah.
So not a clan in its own right.
It's a family of a clan. Yes, sorry, thank you.
All good.
I don't necessarily get those idiosyncrasies. And hopefully, despite Mr. Butterscotch's signature move, we won't have a couple of mob bosses trailing after us by the end of the session, but we will see.
Okay, so that brings us to Kesley.
I am playing Kayana, the martial artist of the group, the former senior sector ranger before we were imprisoned, former leader of the group until we were imprisoned. Now the other muscle of the group. I would say pure muscle, whereas our other party member would be the fast muscle. And coming up with a cool new nickname is harder than I thought.
That could be a nickname, harder than you thought.
Might go with I'm trying to think of something that
While you're thinking up that,
yeah, go ahead.
We will have Marco introduce himself.
Hi, I'm playing the ever reliable, great person, Auto the Twilight. Sometimes known to Butterscotch to friends, but while making a grand entrance last session, plans to see what happens through all the great decisions he made. So.
It'll be interesting considering I've already given you a heads up of what those decisions are going to be.
No, I know. I'm just trying to be I assume nothing.
And then we also have online Ross.
Yes, I'm playing Ned, formerly known as Chud, the assassin enforcer of the group. He's quite happy that he no longer has to worry about people to kill.
That may change in about 5 minutes.
Well, I should say clan members that he needs to kill. I don't know. Actually, how did Auto screw up the short Crime Lord?
Well, look at it this way. I will do the introduction to the session, which will explain it in detail for you.
I was going to say, we will find out.
So,
I listened to the previous session just so that I could figure this out.
So last session, you started off with 2 of the Coinites arriving at the door to tell you that they were going to do the item exchange for you, having been hired from the True Striker network to carry it past customs, and having already working for your clan, I'm more than happy to just swap cases with you. So they were introduced at the same time with Auto, and the case that you had didn't have any shielding on there, So that's where Otto used his contacts to get some shielding for you, and unbeknownst to the rest of the group, had arranged for his personal signature to be included into the shielding.
I did try to interject and say maybe there shouldn't be a signature on there, but according to how everything happened over the phone, I couldn't technically have done that. So.
Yeah. And because it was all done without the other characters getting a say until it was too late, you had Otto claiming responsibility for what Boss Kaggle was claiming responsibility for, and then it was delivered to Lud Chud, giving Otto responsible for stealing the guy's stuff. So that meant that both Lud Chud and Boss Kaggle both wanted Otto killed, and have put out a bounty for his death for 10,000 credits. There's no need to bring him in alive.
Can I just go to player speak?
Yeah.
How much, Mark, will you hate me if they are, having spent all that time in the mines and all that, just gives Mr. Butterscotch a quick death and hands him over for 10 grand?
No, I think I would do it.
Well, B1 would have done it by now already.
Yeah.
But
Plus, he's also the only one that's still registered as a bounty hunter.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's going through the underworld, so it doesn't matter
Yeah.
who claims it. Only when it's done by the Empire do you need to have a bounty hunter's license.
I look, this play. I played the character as a Twilight would play the character.
Yeah.
I knew that it was going to be good, so I expected some afterthoughts
Yeah.
as it happened.
As I said, it was just player speak. It's definitely a thought that crossed my mind, but at the same time, I'm like, I like Mark, and Otto actually
I didn't
pretty
want
good.
to actually penalise the player or the
No,
character,
no.
but he did go against the wishes of the crime lord who had hired you, such as you'll probably lose half of your payment to the crime lord as repercussions, as well as the actual death
Half
of the
our
character.
payment.
Yeah.
What happens if we hand him over?
If you hand him over, you get paid for handing him over, and
But
you're
we
not on
still
the
lose
list.
half our payment?
Yeah,
Okay.
because it wasn't done as instructed.
Oh.
It's either that or no contact
You
from
see, Mark
the...
Thayer's looking at a bullet from her own clanmates if she doesn't do something.
Oh, look,
How do they want proof of death?
They want the body. Because the person's going to stuff it and put it up on his mantle.
On my side of things, I did ask Martin about what kind of chances of probability we had of finding another Twi'lek body in a morgue, say, laser bolting it to the face, and then, saying that it's Otto.
You need to destroy, basically lose the head entirely.
Yeah,
Because they can track him by their tail as well.
but
They might also have the DNA set of him as well.
yeah, but there was a part of me that was talking to Martin about the idea of giving Otto a new identity and then just handing over this, badly destroyed, half disintegrated
You
body.
may get away with it for about half a day, in which case then the bounty on him is put on you.
Yeah.
And then the rest of the party is hounded by all the crime lords, the Empire, and the Rebellion.
Yeah, so in talking about, taking care of this matter, I was trying to look for ways to save Otto first, and I just kept hitting brick walls, so now Thea's kind of in a I'm not quite sure how to redeem this in a friendly
What about
way.
if we put in a carbon freezing? Then he doesn't actually have to have him stuffed.
If you put him in carbon freezing, you don't get paid, and he takes half your payment anyway, if not all of it.
Yeah.
What, to present him as a frozen statue?
I would say, as a player, Mark, if you want, this is your chance to go out spectacularly. If you wanted to do so.
No, look at I don't have that much attachment, I'll be honest about it.
So you're going to do.
And if you want to
say hello to our little friends
he may
and
not
try
have
to take
any
on the
remains,
Crime
in
Lord.
which case then they'll be chasing you guys for him because he can't prove dead.
Oh, he could still go out spectacularly in front of the crime lords.
Uh,
He'd go in there with his own little bomb jacket, just explode himself and all the crime
Nah.
lords.
You won't get both criminals in
I'm-
the same room.
I'm
No,
just
and-
talking.
and Auto wouldn't do that either. So Auto, you probably realise by now he's stuffed up. So, but I'll look at it this way from your point of view. Family comes first for you guys, so I'll look at it that
Yeah.
way.
So, just scene placement. We are all on our ship.
Having just moved docking base, having then hearing the announcement of the death
The-
bounty for Auto.
for Auto.
Yeah, so
And so all I would do, because I'm sure I was acting getaway vehicle driver this whole time. What did you do?
I didn't do anything. And in terms of role playing, I would pretty much point my blaster at Mark and.
Are we actually just starting to leave?
You changed
we
docking
changed
ports.
docking bays.
Yeah, change docking points. So you point would Thea point her blaster at Otto?
She's currently pointing the blaster at Otto, going, "What did you do?"
Yes.
I think about it for a second, going,
And
maybe I should have left my name on the case.
And then you get this call coming through to your ship from Boss Kaggle.
Okay, I answer the call. Blaster
Is that,
still pointing at Otto.
Short boss?
That
Is
is
that
short boss.
mini boss?
That is mini boss.
Yeah.
Kyle will also point out. Do I still have a blaster?
Who sent Otto
I will
over to us?
I will point out.
He came along as part of your working with your family,
Yep. I will
So
point
one of
out
my family
whatever.
probably as a resource on the station.
Okay, alright.
I will,
Not a very wise resource and is about to kill all my family.
I will grab whatever weapon I have and hold it at my hip. I
So-
just don't remember what I have.
I will answer the call.
You get a very angry sounding little child voice on the video going, "What have you done? You failed to fulfill the contract I gave you."
Unfortunately, one of the members of the crew we had with us made a very fateful error in deciding to put their mark on this case instead of your mark on this case.
I went ahead.
I'm about to give it to you. Blaster
And-
shot.
It says, and half the take for your error in judgment. Will we never work again?
Can I see if I can roll a persuasion on him to not lose quite half the take?
Okay.
And can I get assistance from Led,
Yeah.
who has a higher presence than I do?
So the bounty. How much is the bounty,
It's 10,000
Bounty is
credits.
10,000 credits.
and how much were we getting?
You were getting about 100,000
Okay.
if you could sell it. But this is 10,000 credits straight up versus 100,000 potential with illegal items.
So he wants half the crystals.
He wants half the crystals, yes.
Okay.
I give Thea a bit of a. I have my blaster on auto as well, and I just give Thea a bit of a nod, saying, kind of like, up to you, but it's a fair offer.
Mark, you're definitely sure you're not going to be upset if I shoot you?
No gunfire inside the ship. I'm going to manacle him.
She did say she pulled the trigger.
I pulled the trigger.
It would. All I goes, my last words are going, "Surely, boss, we can't talk about this." And then,
And you get out surely.
He said no.
But
no,
Because this is more like what a
Can I
Kaggle would do, not a
rewind
Twi'lek.
2 seconds just to the negotiation bit before I pull the trigger? No, actually,
You
I'm
pulled
going
the
to pull the
trigger before the
trigger.
negotiation.
Yep, and then I'm going to just say, look, I've taken care of this problem, and I assure you, I will not be making this mistake again.
And so, with your negotiations, you're going up against 4 red.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
I
is
did say he was the crime lord.
Is the negotiation it's presence?
Presence.
So I've got 3, and I think
I've got
Led's
4.
got
So that
4.
means, and how many skills points do you have?
I've got 1
So
in
that's
negotiation.
1 yellow and 3 green.
Maybe this is not a coercion check.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've got coercion is better.
No, I can downgrade it.
I was gonna say coercion would be you're trying to
Intimidate, we're not trying to
force
intimidate.
do that.
No, we don't want to do that. Not with the crime lord.
No,
Not yet.
basically you need the leadership specialisation group that's basically good for talking and
Trying
things
to
like
get
Which
there.
I
but-
do have
Breaking
leadership,
bones.
but since you're talking, I don't know if I would be.
Well,
able to
technically
assist.
you're there with your gun, so I think it's whoever's next to me that can assist. So I guess it's up to Martin
Does
whether
that-
it's.
Well, Ross gave you the extra dice.
I was gonna
Yeah.
say we'll go with Ross.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
With her action of shooting Mark, can she get a blue dice for that?
No, because they would have just seen her shoot, not actually seen what she hit.
Can I get one of the helmet?
Oh, okay. I thought he was fully on the screen.
no,
So it
it's
was-
holocom.
It was most likely either just voice or just Thea.
Oh no, I said holocom, so he
Yeah.
can see what I'm doing. Because I want him to see that I've shot.
It would just
I've
show.
shot
It
auto.
would just show that you did shoot.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't show.
But I want him to know I've just pulled the
No,
trigger.
I don't think this ship's got that Tolicon thing or whatever.
Oh, it doesn't?
Possibly it can.
You probably need to spend a destiny point to say if it does.
Yeah, well, I was gonna see if I could spend a destiny point.
Well, it depends on the ship that Martin
Anyway.
gave us. I knew it was a older ship.
It was an older
It
ship.
was a Corellian, and that's all I can remember.
It's a
Too
gorilla.
good to remember that. Reach for the stars! Seems like that's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes.
So you've spent me a
Yep.
thingamabobber?
To basically
Is
say
it called a
that
fate?
it's destiny.
Destiny point.
Destiny point. So just to say that there is a holocom, so that they could see that she did point the gun and shoot.
Yep.
This is the dice
Yep.
book.
Hopefully presenting very confident, strong.
Okay, so that's going to be interesting.
That. Oh, sorry. That was 2 of those.
I really love the sound effects that you
So
make.
those
because
2
I'm
red cancel out by that one.
not sure
That takes
what that
those
means
3
now.
out. So
What does-
you
what does
have
that do?
1 success, 1
Oh.
advantage, 1 triumph, and 1 despair.
I'm despairing because I just had to shoot someone who I actually
Well, the
liked.
despair can be something really bad that happens, and the
Yeah.
triumph is something that's really good that happens.
Right.
And the so you're successfully in negotiating with him.
Okay.
So he does decide to say he will take 40% instead of 50%.
Something.
It's a fair trade.
Yep. We don't have to pay Bob now because we burnt him. So
And the despair is the comms went out across the station. So everyone got to see you take out the Twilight.
am I still wearing my helmet?
Yes.
Thank goodness.
And with the triumph, I'm happy to say that the Twilight was also on screen.
Oh,
There we go.
There we go.
So no one's going to try
So
to claim
do
the
I
Delta.
realise I'm on screen?
Yes, you
So,
But
should
is
make
it-
up-
But you don't realise that you're on screen to the station. You just thought you're on screen to Ludger.
to
Chicago.
well, I say to Kaggle, I will have auto delivered to you, and I'll make sure that I'll have auto. If you like, I'll have auto delivered to Chud with the message that you're the one who took his stuff.
I was gonna say so the visuals broadcasted to the station. Is the audio broadcasted?
Probably as well, yes.
may
But,
not
but
be
we
wise,
don't
or-
realize that though. Okay, go ahead.
I'm like, would you like me to have auto delivered to Love Chud?
He says, yes, with compliments from Boss Kaggle.
Yes, I shall do. And then I sign off.
Oh, and if you're wondering,
I love you, Mark. I'm sorry.
butterscotch Trilix do believe in butterscotch. So.
Oh, you do? See there, I told you. Despair. I really liked Auto. He kicked ass. in
Auto
that
was a
battle.
good character except for that one.
One stupid thing.
So, what? So if we barbecue him, it's going to be barbecue butterscotch.
Oh. Well, you know how they have that burnt butterscotch smell when you like they do those ice creams and they're like with burnt butterscotch
sounds-
or burnt.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Now we're all fantasizing about eating
Actually,
you,
like for
and cannibalistically, this worries me.
being like butterscotch being like one of the like old people candies, I actually really love butterscotch.
Butterscotch is great. We've got butterscotch as a flavour.
It's so good.
That being the segue, it sounds like
I'll have butterscotch with my coffee.
I was going to say, would you
There
like
you go.
butterscotch with your coffee? Yeah. All right.
Looking
I'll
ahead.
quickly do coffee.
Okay, so not long after this, I would say that Kayana receives a call on her comms from one of her Death Watch followers, introducing Mark and his new character.
Hey, yeah, what's going on?
And
What do you mean?
you've just seen the broadcast video of this group executing a failed member. So you're basically happy about what they've just done for getting rid of the failure and weakness from the group.
Hey, that's good. Can't have weak people in the group. Only strong people. It's the Mando way.
So, with that, I guess I'll answer the comms, and I would say, oh my goodness, so and so, you made it off of the planet.
So
How did you
Hey.
get here?
so say your character's name so everyone gets how you pronounce it, and then we'll keep messing it up after that.
Hey,
Ash. Just call it Ash.
Ash,
Ash Scarlet.
Ash, Scarlet,
Skald.
Scarlet. Okay.
Scarred is what he actually said.
Yeah.
You said Scar SKARD as the actual.
Skald. Sorry.
LD.
I'm sure there was an R in the one you sent me.
Did I? Hang on. Let me check if I've done it
It
right.
might
Hang
have.
on a minute.
It
So
might
does
have.
Ash have a
Yeah. So
hand?
RD, bro. Sorry, bro.
Yes. And Ash with an E.
Ash with
After the E at the end, yeah.
Gotcha.
I thought Ash was easy just to say Ash.
While you're on that, if you want to put Kayana's nickname she's going with, she's going to go with Riri. So RIRRI.
You just want to hear Martin try to pronounce Riri.
It's going to be really funny, honestly. I kind of thought about that a little bit. I'm just like, ooh, there's
If you
no
re-
way Martin's going to be able to do
If
this
you really
one.
want to get interesting ones, either use Ukrainian or Spanish names.
It just doesn't work.
I can't. My tongue just gets caught up
doesn't
in
do
it,
those ones.
and it comes out completely weird.
Yeah.
I could say the name 3 times in a row and it'll sound like different names.
Completely
And yet,
against it.
ironically, you managed not to mess up mine, but mine is the Australianised version of the Ukrainian names.
I've also practiced.
Yeah.
So yeah, you've had
You've had
years of
23
practice.
years of practice.
Yeah. So yeah, Riri, Riri, all acceptable versions.
Hey, Riri. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, Ash would know me as Kayana.
Okay. So, I didn't know Twilight butterscotch. That's interesting.
Yeah.
Did you realise that video went out everywhere?
It went out everywhere. Oh my god, I can't believe. So embarrassed.
So,
Uh,
please tell me I was kick-ass cool in that.
Yeah.
Nope, I did not know that. Thank you for notifying us. But where are you at these days? How did you get here? Or where are you? How did you get around here?
Well, I'm actually at the spaceport at the moment. So, and I was going to do some individual work, but look, I liked working with you guys last time. So, you're keen for me just to pop along and maybe not get you into trouble, like, hanging around Twi'leks. You know what Twi'leks are like. So,
Well,
I'm happy to give you a hand if you want.
Well, yeah, we have to now deliver this body, but if you said that this message went out across the whole station, can you help run security for us as we now need to deliver this body to, because as far as we know, Kaggle's on the station, right? Yeah. We now need to deliver this body to such and such hangar where we met Kaggle last time.
Well, you actually said you were going to deliver it to Chud.
Oh, we're delivered to Chud. Okay.
Because that's what you said to Boss Kaggle.
Is that
as part of the negotiation?
I was going to say though, is that what Kaggle agreed to with
It is
Thea?
with the reduction of his fee to 40% of your take.
Okay, so do we need to?
You need to deliver the 40% of the crystals to him.
Okay, so deliver that to Kaggle, and then after deliver the body to Chud.
Yeah.
Gotcha. So I will ask Ash to run security interference on the station side so that we can deliver the 40% credits. So that's what
no problem.
I will ask.
At all.
Okay, so do you bring your ship around to where they are, Mark, or do you just walk?
How far do I think it's going to be to their ship?
To walk, it's probably about an hour to 2 hours through the station.
If I look, I'm in a bit of a lazy mood. I'm going to bring the ship around. So I'm going. Sounds like we need to get this sorted first and get out of here. That's what I'm thinking to myself. So the sooner we get it done, the sooner we get out of here. So Ash is a bit of a doer and doesn't like to hang around with stuff. So
Okay, so coming around the station, zooming your dock to the outside, you see what appears to be a Mandalorian Protectorate starfighter.
Interesting.
Looks like that.
Ooh, that's cool. That's very awesome. Thank you.
So, Mark, that is the starfighter you've got.
ooh, that's nice. Very nice. I'm very impressed with my ship. But I was wondering which one you're going to give me.
It's a one-person ship.
That's okay.
Can't take anyone else in there, and only has enough on it to travel for a day. So if you have to travel more than a day, you're out of fuel.
Gotcha.
Is that one that would then fit onto our ship, or
Could
is it?
dock with your ship and travel with you.
Okay.
Sweet.
I'm still trying to size out how big our ship is. And stuff.
It would be smaller than your ship. Let me see. I think your ship would be scale 3 to 4, and
Okay.
it's a scale 3.
Okay, so it's just like barely one size smaller.
If it's around the same size or smaller,
Gotcha. Okay.
but I think it's bigger than an X-wing.
Okay. That gives me good context. Okay. I was gonna say, is our ship a similar size to the Mandalorian ship in season 1 and 2?
It would be closer to the your one would be closer to the Mandalorian ship,
Okay.
and
And then his would be just halfway between that and
Yeah,
the Mandalorian's new ship.
that So your current ship is a size 4, and his is a size 3.
Gotcha. Cool.
So just check the scales correctly for the rough same size light freighter is considered silhouette 4, and silhouette size compared to the other is like doubling the width and the length.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So say it takes 1 box, a next scale up will take 4 boxes.
Okay.
And that's roughly how they do it. They normally do it by cubes.
Gotcha.
So in that sense, if you do it by cubes, then it becomes also 1 up as well. So that would be
so it's like 3D space.
yeah, 3D space.
Okay.
So 8 times the size. It basically becomes 8 times the size for each scale.
Makes sense. Cool. That helps.
Roughly how they did scale. It's a hand wavy, sort of like this sort of
It's
thing.
this. Yeah.
Especially considering Death Stars also fit into said scale. I put the Death Star in my back pocket. That's a big back pocket. Okay, so yes, so Mark, you've got this really nice shiny starfighter used for doing patrol duties.
Yep. So it basically can't be put into the other ship because it's too big, actually. Is that correct?
It is too big to go into the other ship, yes. Unless they add a docking bay to the other said ship.
Did you say
Okay.
we could take
That's
it,
fair.
like, we could drag it like you would like a caravan type deal?
You could, yes, but normally it'd be the equivalent of sticking it to the side.
Yeah, but yeah, that's
Yeah.
Or
I
that's
think
the
we can bring it
modification
somehow.
of Rebels.
So, what was that, Ross?
Or what they did in Rebels, a massive modification to the back.
There's that too. Though you'd probably want a smaller size fighter.
Yeah, when I get out of the ship, because I think, well, Kiana would remember what I look like. I don't know if anyone else
Well,
did.
you've got the full armor as well, and probably me,
full armor.
Death Watch wouldn't take it off.
Because they
Also,
fall under the-
would I have the heavy gun or not, or would I just have my pistol at the moment?
Probably pistol, heavy gun, and some form of smack them around item, such as a truncheon or a staff of some kind.
No, look, I just want to be able to carry a big gun across my shoulders and walk over to the other ship. That's all, mate. Just go for the cool look. That's all.
Well, you could always have the. I've got the Gatling laser cannon carried around with me.
Yeah, I could do that. I've got to be security, so I've got to do the right thing. So I'll carry it across my shoulder and go meet him in the other ship.
So, knocking on the door is someone with this big ass weapon. The sort of thing that when you see someone come around the corner with, you just like the other way.
Yeah. With this big old weapon, do I recognize, we recognize Mandalorian armor?
Yep.
I will open the doors to let Ash on, I guess. Yeah, and so I'll allow Ash on, and I will give her a pretty formalized handshake, I suppose, and whatever.
One of those fist bump, handshake,
Yes.
kick helmets, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I go to the elbows too, just to make it fun.
Yes.
So and I just look across and I see the dead Twi'lek on the floor going,
Yeah.
So, should we kind of wrap this one up or get ready for transport?
Yeah, I'll indicate to Thea and Carla, and I say, you guys remember the other group of Mandalorians? This is Ash. She,
Didn't go down off the ship.
she made it out of,
not Death Watch, but other one.
No,
actually,
she is Death Watch.
I'm Death Watch.
So she made it out of prison as well. I trust her to join us. Pointing it towards Thea, making it fairly obvious to Ash that I now answer to Thea. How does Ash take this following Mando culture?
Ooh. What was my? So I'm only known as the.
I was going to say, are we keeping in mind that just a few minutes ago you watched me shoot our previous team member in the face?
Yeah, I take notice of that. Don't worry. I'm still trying to work out why the change of leadership, but I thought if there's a quiet time, I'll discuss it later. But I'll just go along. If Kiana says something, I'll just go along with it, and if Thea says something, I'll just go. I'll just look at Kiana, if she gives me a nod, I'll just do it. Does that make sense?
Totally
So-
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Till it comes up in conversation, I'm just going to go. I give it kind of like a. When you get a helmet on, I kind of give it kind of a slight
Well,
kind of helmet.
you probably would notice and probably get irritated by it.
Oh no.
Yeah. A little bit, but I'm going, okay. I'm just here to get stuff done, and then we can talk about it later. So, task at hand, I say. So,
Yeah, task at hand.
Yeah.
So, with that, Kayana would just make it clear to Ash, we're using code names. I go by Riri. And would then leave room for Thea to give direction on what to do next. Whenever you're ready to join back.
Sorry.
Take your time.
There's a lot of
Things.
things to keep track of.
Yeah.
And
So, I think Ash was suggesting wrapping up the body, and then she will assist us in moving the 40%.
So you've answered the door. Ash has come in.
Yep.
You've had a conversation. You brought Ash in to
Just-
where I am.
To where you and Carla are, basically just to explain why
And
Ash
you do
is joining.
recognise the colours of Death Watch.
Well, thank goodness it's family. You can see what happens when you have to outsource to outsiders.
as it's Kiana, I said, Twilix are Twilix, that's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I said, you all learned from these experiences, I'd say it there.
I say, don't get me wrong, he was a fantastic shot, but seriously, that was quite the error.
Twilix,
Very
always
selfish of him.
showboating.
Yeah, always show back. Yep.
Well, Twilix likes to be well known sometimes, so maybe it's just a bit of a big hit situation.
You were known
so.
all over the sector for at least 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the move.
And then you're known all over the world.
You know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Um,
Anyway, I put my Go
Go ahead, Rose.
Just wondering, can we hire a gonk droid for a little while?
Possibly.
Why do we want to hire a gonk droid?
Because the droid.
So we can stuff the bloody kyber crystals inside it, because it's shielded.
Yeah.
So is this where we turn to B1 and he has his gonk personality?
I for one.
No, I don't want to use B1 due to the fact if we put the kyber crystals in B1, he'll want to keep them.
Just before we go anywhere, I can't get in contact with any of my network here.
He
I?
can. They've still got the coordinates on board.
Okay. Ash and Kyan are in the middle of telling me the plans for getting rid of delivering
we were just saying.
auto.
We were just saying we should wrap up Otto.
Yep.
And that Ash will assist in running interference as we deliver the 40% credit.
Alright.
Or 40% crystals.
Well, first of all, I think we should get in touch with our Fortnight contacts. They, for one, could be in charge of delivering the body, and Ash can be in charge of that.
Well, I would say, as far as we know, is Chud on this station or on planet?
On the
Chud's on the
station.
planet.
That's what
Oh,
I figured.
Plus
Right.
Kaggle's on the station.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Kaggle's on the
both on
station.
the same place would probably be a turf war.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm happy if you guys want to do delivery of the body, but I think we should get the Coinites for two reasons. I want to send some of the Coinites over to Bob's and see if we can track him down, and if not, I want to raid Bob's place for some shielding for these crystals. We can't move those kyber crystals without having shielding for them, because that's how they tracked us to where we were docked. So we really need to get the Coinites over here or meet the Coinites at Bob's, and if we can't find Bob, we at least want to raid his place for as much shielding as we can. Bob is the guy who provided us with the shielding for the case that put that when we switched out. So did you see last session at all?
I did, but I had to skip through a couple things.
Okay, so last session we were employed by Kaggle to steal some diamonds off Chud and replace it with radioactive material.
Yes.
So the Coinites turned up with the radioactive material, and then Otto put us in contact with his friend Bob, who gave us shielding for that radioactive material.
Okay.
So we
need
know
to get in contact with Bob somehow first.
but the result of the so when Led was getting away
I was gonna say I heard how
with
it went wrong.
the diamonds kyber crystals, he took it out of the box, thinking that the box could be tracked. The problem is that the shielding in the box was so that presented another problem.
And that's how we ran into the situation.
So yeah, so my current plan would be to head over to Bob's as fast as possible, try and get in and find some shielding that would work for these kyber crystals, because until we can sell these kyber crystals, we need to hide them from everyone, otherwise we're going to be tracked within moments. It's pretty easy to track them. And because they're not stable, even though Khaled wants to just put it next to an energy source, my understanding of the instability of them is that maybe we want to get shielding if it's just around the corner at Bob's, and then look at a Gronk droid as a backup plan if we can't get shielding for the kyber crystals that we've got. So I also want to see if Bob's still alive, because Bob sounded like a really handy contact. He had access to hard to get materials, and I want to, if I can, grab him and have the True Striker network spirit him away somewhere, and we'll make use of him getting those materials, because I imagine from what Martin was telling us, the kind of materials that he's talking about, they're materials that are actually really hard to get a hold of, and this guy's got connections. And the True Striker network and the Mandalorian Clan have been working on hard to get connections to get hard to get stuff in, so that we can start doing
Possibly fairly obvious player question. Kyber crystals are the crystals in lightsabers, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you were also the one to use your education knowledge check at the end of last game in an NPC to find out that they're kyber crystals. So you told us kind of most of this information.
Gotcha. Cool.
If I remember correctly, Bob is currently on the run because
Martin said most likely, but we don't know for sure where he is or what he's doing. I watched back the video play for that exact reason.
There also been a known contact for Auto. Anyone who got the bounty listing for Auto in the crime network would have gone straight for Bob.
But I'm guessing Bob is not necessarily... He's not out there. He doesn't so it might be that not too many people know where he is. So if we get there fast enough, we might find Bob. But if we don't find Bob, we might be able to raid his place for materials. So that's why I reckon grab some coinites, grab something to carry all the materials in, and go there and raid his place. And if the dice roll well, we get Bob, and if the dice don't roll well, we might get materials, and if they roll even worse, we'll die. Hopefully not we all die.
Let's avoid that.
Yeah.
Cool. I think, yeah, that does sound like a plan. We go to wherever
I'm open.
Bob's last known location on station and try to find some object, whether or not Bob is there, entirely in the air, but that would hopefully at least there might be something there that could shield the crystal.
Like, Ross, if you still want
but that's the question though, is like, if we are going to go look to this on station, does that mean kitty cat? That's not a place to go.
it's a place for him to go.
Does that mean if we left the crystals on board our ship,
hopefully Martin
they're
will
at
let us
risk
have
of being
B1
discovered?
protecting them.
They could be detected, yes.
but if we played it where B1 was protecting them with his core, would that shield them slightly pending backwards?
Or as Ross has suggested, put it next to our engine until we can get a better way of shielding them. And like I said, Ross, if there's no shielding there, if there's no Bob there, well then yeah, a Gronk droid might be the best choice, but I'm fairly certain that they'd be much more transportable if we can get like a case or make some sort of case for them.
Yeah, the thing is, we're going for a gold droid, is there everywhere, and like these, they blend in. But if you're walking around with a suitcase, that looks like something valuable.
Well, we may not have to put it in a suitcase. Like, once we get the shielding, we could possibly get B1 to custom make up a smaller carrier case for them. Depends on how big these kyber crystals are, and whether or not we need a...
I was gonna say, aren't they?
Yeah.
Aren't they like the size of dice?
Yeah.
Because I was able to hide them on my
They go
body.
from that
So-
size of that
Uh-huh.
to bigger than a house.
So if they're not big, we could get B1 who's proved very proficient, or eBayer, at customizing things, and as long as we've got the raw materials, or if we manage to get Bob back on our ship, we can have him custom make a little carry case that we can carry on our person rather than a briefcase, and then we don't need the Gronk droid after all. But it doesn't hurt to have options.
The droid would be easier.
Mum, can
Yeah.
I
Depends on
just
how
remember
quickly
that
you want to
ship
sell
again,
your kyber crystals.
It's
Whether or
more.
not you
Is
want to
the
leave your kyber
Mandalorian
crystals.
Protectorate
It's more how
Starfighter,
quickly do we want to
Oh, Protected Starfighter, okay.
also
Now
known
that
as the
we
Fang
have
Fighter.
dead.
Fang fighter.
Now that we have a dead
It doesn't have a
body
hyperdrive,
in
does
a
it?
crime
does.
lord that is
Yeah.
wanting
It
said
does?
dead
Yep.
body sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
They
is
class
a
2
better
hyperdrive.
option.
Yeah, like I said, it only took us 10 minutes to get to Bob's last time.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
depending on
So
where
it's
we
just
are,
like,
we're talking about
also
an hour
exceedingly
at the
fast.
outside.
at most, yeah.
To
Would it have
go
any sort of
there,
like secret compartments? I'm just thinking
Grade
out
their
loud. That's all.
materials,
Exactly.
and possibly
It
get
does
Bob,
not.
Yeah.
get him
Okay,
back to
cool.
the ship,
That's our question.
and then
That's
on
all
our
good about
way
that, though.
the ship. What we could do
It-
is
The benefits of it
Definitely
is that it
Well-
has decent mounted weapons
say
and a
Excellent.
narrow attack profile.
2 of us could go to
Gotcha.
Bob's,
That's fine. Cool. Thank
and
you.
2 of us could go get the, or one of us if Khaled wants to go on his own.
It's also one of the hardest
But split
starfighters
up,
to get in the
a Gronk
galaxy.
droid
As a
at the same
backup.
time as a backup to.
I'm gonna say let's try to stick together, and you are the leader. Executive decision. What plan are we doing?
My plan would be
Try to go to Bob's.
try to go to Bob's, figure out what's happening at Bob's, because I think time is of the essence now.
Let's do
like
it.
you said.
Yeah.
And then, depending on what we find at Bob's, acquire a Gronk droid as fast as possible,
That sounds like a plan.
and then on the way back,
Mm-hmm.
and then we head down to the planet
Yep.
to deliver this body and
Yep.
yeah.
What could go wrong?
Everything, absolutely everything.
With the inserting option inside
Good
there, you
option.
do have coinites who
Yeah.
can
You to-
actually
to
deliver the
help.
body for you.
Yeah, well that's
Oh.
Which means you don't end up in the clutches of said crime lord.
yeah.
True.
My
On the plus side, Bob could be relatively safe now since the public execution of Butterscotch.
Yeah, my interest in Bob is that if we can absorb him into the network for the Mandalorians,
We're
the Mandalorians can get him to get hard to get materials. And I was just talking to Martin earlier today about how you're a forger, but you've got no Beskar. People like Bob might be able to come up with rare materials like that.
Ooh.
So, you
what
know,
Martin said about how the Coinites could deliver Otto's body
yeah,
for us, that would make sense because Otto is now dead, which makes the Mandalorian that killed him the wanted person. So
Yeah.
people are going to be looking out for the Mandalorian delivering a body.
yeah.
Whereas if we have the Coinites delivering
Yeah.
the body, less risk
Yeah, and that's what I said. We get the Coinites.
to deliver.
Yeah.
Let's
and-
have them do that, and then we do the crystals.
Yeah. And because the crystals are on the space station,
Yes.
so we want to stay with the crystals.
Yes.
But we also want to shield them so that we don't get
Yes.
into another
Whereas
fight.
the Coinites would be a better option to deliver the body.
Yeah, I originally said Ash could go with the Coinites, but there's no reason why the Coinites can't go by themselves. And
Exactly.
We keep Ash with us.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah.
And there's also the hidden case that you originally picked the crystals up.
Yeah,
in, also
Khaled,
floating around.
where's that case?
So- yeah, what happened?
Just mentioning the extra bit of information.
Yeah,
that
it's a
had
good
been left
point.
on.
That was gonna
Do you
be my
know where
next
you
question.
threw the case?
You know, trash.
Is he there?
Is it me?
Yes,
Right.
Khaled.
Khaled. No, that's Mark.
Oh, that's Mark.
Yes. Or Ash.
All you sound the same.
Well, he's still online.
No, definitely. I can't remember what we did with it, but I thought we. kept
He
it first,
disposed
that's
of it on the way and hid the crystals on his body
Because he thought the case was being turned.
because he thought the case was being tracked.
all. Yeah,
And that's how we
I
ended
found
up.
out. Yeah, so go.
was going to say that's how we ended up facing the squads, was because unshielded they were able to track the kyber crystals. So that's another, like Martin said, find the case. That will be a quick and easy way to hide them for now.
The case was given
in fact,
to...
we could even take the case
back
apart
with it.
and customise
To the-
it into smaller cases.
That's what my name was. That was given to the other boss. The boss that you stole
I still
from,
want to see
so-
where Bob is, but let's get that case and get B1 retrofitting it into a smaller, maybe a couple of smaller carrier cases.
I was going to say,
If I'm
take
correct,
to
the cases with the boss that we took the
Kaggle.
crystals from. So I'm not sure if we can
It
get
is,
back
it
as
is
well.
not. You created a brand new case to go to that boss, which is
Yeah.
what you signed with your own
butterscotch.
as butterscotch.
Yeah.
With
Okay.
the equivalent of a hollow pop-up saying you've been done by butterscotch.
So that would be a revise of the plan. If the case is easy to
I'm-
get,
I'm gonna go on
we
mute
should
now after
get
that.
the case. Put the kyber crystals.
You're being butterscotched.
Alright, Ross,
I'll let you guys.
I would
do
say,
that. I'm just gonna check.
Twilight, what happened to the case that this was all originally in? Did you just throw it away? What did you do?
Down the garbage chute.
Yeah, I threw it away, and it's most likely in hands of some Jawas. Or some other scavengers.
Where did
If
you
only
throw
we
it?
knew a Jawa, but unfortunately, as far as we know, he's still in prison.
And most Jawas have been dealt with harshly in this sector.
I was gonna say, most of us are dead.
What's those big guys that were in the
Agnaughts.
our cities?
Agnaughts.
Agnals. Maybe the Agnals have got it.
Where did you throw it away? Like, where exactly did you? Did
Level
you chuck it on a
3,
garbage
section
pile,
42.
or did you stuff it just, or you know, what? Because we want to see if we can pick it back up.
Did you put it back in the
No.
recycling?
I made it. I threw it through the chute to make it difficult to be traced.
Okay. Well, it's Bob's then. So contact Coinites. I'm just gonna make myself a coffee because I really could do with one. I'm
Yep.
a lot of pain.
Do that.
And then I'll organise some food for you.
Sounds good.
Because remember, we were told that these were supposed to be diamonds, not energy sources.
Yeah. So, okay, so then, since the case is no longer an option...
And you do recognize that these crystals are probably about 4 times the size of what you've expected from the stories you've heard.
So they're big. Do they can't, like, when we got them, is it like briefcase size?
It was a briefcase size and it had 10 of them in there.
Gotcha. And so we have to deliver 4 of them. Also, we need to hold on to 6 of them.
Would I know as a
I would say as a
man
man.
wearing Death Watch, because I've got knowledge education out of it, would I know, would it be common for people to make these sort of cases for this kind of stuff before, or just from maybe previous missions or something like that?
Not from those. Knowledge Underworld would be more to that. Knowledge Education would identify what the crystals are. Knowledge Outer Rim would be able to tell you where in the Outer Rim you might be able to obtain them.
I still ask the question, I'm trying to think what else I can do.
But that was just me giving you the heads up on those things. Education and Outer Rim. Fantastic for you before you have to deal with the Underworld.
Yep, gotcha, no problems.
And it's only because I know lore that I knew that these were kyber crystals.
Yeah.
So I pick up my heavy gun again, so do we need to pay a certain bog a visit to get what we need? Happy to play Enforcer. I say it now.
I don't know that we'll need that much enforcement, but I also don't want to attract attention, so...
Oh, okay. Well, I slowly let down my laser cannon, whatever it is. And so, okay. A bit more subtle. Okay, gotcha.
So I'm going to say that you have a heavy repeating blaster.
Heavy repeating blaster. Okay, gotcha.
Woohoo!
Which is not a small weapon. It's a sort of if you remember watching The Mandalorian and him getting to the child in the first place,
Yes.
and that big mounted gun on that hovering platform.
Oh, one of those.
That's
okay.
what you're carrying.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because I remember playing Knights of the Old Republic as a heavy weapon trooper, and I remember that gun that I had there. So
The next stage up is an E-web.
Oh no,
Okay.
Ross, it is literally an E-web.
Yeah.
That's what a heavy repeating blaster is.
Yeah, but I thought the E-web's a vehicle version of it, isn't it?
No, his one can be mounted on a vehicle or carried personally.
Ooh,
Or
scary.
on a tripod. It's not the sort of thing you see very many people carrying, and if someone comes around the corner hefting one of those things in your direction, most people clear the way.
So
Even
So-
stormtroopers are likely to go, Next time.
Yeah.
So
in
can he carry it on
terms
his
of,
back though?
he can.
How hard is it for him to switch from his back to his front if we need
Most likely a
As a-
maneuver.
I was gonna say
Okay.
that would be a slow.
Look, it? Ash, I'm not saying you shouldn't bring the gun with you. Certainly if you're capable of carrying it. We might need that kind of heavy weaponry.
Besides, if he points it in a certain general direction, you're guaranteed not to have anyone coming towards you from that direction.
Yeah. So if we can have it, just maybe not.
So in terms of like, if we have to do this in video terms, enemy types, Ash would be considered a heavy enemy. I like
Well, the other thing is,
His
you're
actual
saying subtle,
specialization is heavy.
means only one of us goes, because if more than two people go, you've got two Mandalorians walking around. One Mandalorian will probably get away with, but four, yeah, that's got to be noticed.
Well, 4 Mandalorians would mean that anyone who comes towards you either is coming politely or coming to attack. Either way, you get a outcome.
Yeah. Well, did you want me to stay back here and look after certain things that we're not supposed to have here? Is the exact words Ash says?
I don't think we're going to be subtle.
Okay. I'll bring along baby. That's the name of the gun.
I love it.
Maybe put
I'm going to say
on a-
name of the gun.
on the truck.
Good one.
I give it a nice rub.
So is that why we say no one puts baby in the corner?
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
right.
really?
I heard you. I got your joke. We just wanted to put it on microphone.
That's okay. I'm gonna have a lot of fun with this.
I thought you would enjoy it.
Yeah, I did.
So just so you realise, Mark, if you do
Yeah.
fire that, it does 15 damage if it hits.
That's a lot.
In comparison
Yeah.
to the standard pistol that does 6.
Yeah, I expected that.
It also has
I'll do-
Pierce 2, Vicious 1, and Cumbersome 5, so it is quite heavy for you to lug around,
Yep, I've got a burly talent, so that helps
which
a little
means
bit.
it's considered Cumbersome 4 for that purpose,
Yep.
and Encumbrance 8.
No, it's I understand. It's more, as I said, I just thought of when I looked at all the skills and all that, I'm going, I have to ask this question. So yeah. But no, it's okay, understandable, and I don't bring it everywhere with me, but I just thought, if I'm here to do security, it's a very good security initiative. Bring it with me.
And it
So,
uses gunnery instead of heavy weapons.
Yeah.
And what was the question, Ariadne?
I was going to say, is that how the GM says, sorry your character got killed in its first go, here's something nice to play with on your second go?
Well, it was basically, here's something that plays the way he was playing his character, so he gets to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. No,
Oh, he's going to carry two of them.
Just settle down there, Ross. Settle down. I'll just follow the lead, and if we need to go after see Bob, we go after see Bob. I do look at the droid, and I just look at Khan and go, the droid's going to look after all the stuff on the ship.
I give him a nod. I give her a nod. And like, I guess just confirming that we're leaving all of the crystals for B1 to look after on the ship while we go look for the stuff. That was the plan?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I'm sure B1 won't sell them out from under you while you're away.
Absolutely.
Or
we
put
will.
them on his person in some way.
He'll do that too. But I would prefer that we store them near the ship's engine with B1 protecting
As
them.
guard.
Yeah.
And then we threaten B1 with a really nice magnet
Yeah.
if they're not here when we get back.
I believe I've got iron
Iron grenades.
blaster and an iron grenade, but I won't actually do that to B1 because I value B1 too much. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Until he betrays you, eventually.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's an
Is that when we
eventuality.
say curse your eventual but
Your eventual but inevitable denial or betrayal.
Yeah, that one.
Okay, so yes, you wander through the space station with the clearest walk you've ever had through the station. 4 Mandalorians in armor with weapons. It is enough to have most people decide this isn't the way they want to go.
We're gonna go down a different hall.
So you hear a lot of people saying this is not the way. As they seem to go a different direction, thinking that they've got to go elsewhere.
Yeah. I was gonna say, this is the way for us.
Hey, a show of force does have interesting things. And you even see groups of 2 or 3 stormtroopers sort of look in your direction and then head off in a different direction.
Casually, I'm sure.
It's like, not my job today.
You see one of them goes to put his hand up, the other one just smacks him in the back of the head, and and they sort of just walk off.
I like it. I like it.
Rumors you're sure that rumors have gone around that 2 squads of stormtroopers tried to take down a single Mandalorian and disappeared.
Yeah. I like it.
Because by the time their radios were taken out, they'd only reported in 1 Mandalorian.
That's funny.
And the fact that there's 4 of you instead of 1 is enough for them to go, we don't have enough men for this.
That's the whole
I wonder if
time.
they just kind of mentioned that the Mandalorian that they were shooting at was actually was only attacking them with a sword.
Yeah.
They didn't get out that much.
Oh.
All they got out was, it's a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they're on the lookout for a single Mandalorian at the moment.
Yeah, they look at us, see Ash's gun, and they're like, that can't be the group we're after. There's 4 of them.
Yeah, we're looking for 1. Because that's stormtrooper logic for you.
Well, 1, they might be able to handle with enough people.
Yeah.
4 of them, well, he took out 2 squads on his own. They have no knowledge of what actually happened, just that 4 squads went missing, or 2 squads went missing.
Yeah.
And it'll probably be hyped up amongst their ranks a lot further than that.
Absolutely.
Because they
He's
do
only
more.
using a combat knife as well.
Well, hey, they might be saying butter knife for all you know. They interrupted him while he was eating.
A spork.
That's funny.
So yes, walking through the space station, what would normally have taken you about 30 minutes took you about 10. And even the elevator services seem to be available as soon as you showed up.
I like the idea of 4 Mandalorians walking into an elevator, the nice elevator music. Somebody else tries to get on as the doors open, and then like it opens, and they're just like, I'll wait for the next one. And then just more of the jazz music that was playing in the beginning of the place. That's where the jazz music came from.
That would most likely have been what had happened, and it would have happened probably about 3 or 4 times.
I love it. That's so funny.
And when it finally does open and you get out, people are waiting, and they just go the other way as if they weren't waiting for the elevator at all.
I don't need to go to the pharmacy today. That's funny.
And yes, and you reach, what was his name again?
Bob.
Yeah.
Yes. You reach what about Bob's, the wholesaler in various goods. And you see someone trying to break into the store until they see you and decide that they'd rather be somewhere else.
Did we get in okay?
You reach the door's currently locked.
Who's got lock-picking abilities, or is Ash just gonna shoot at the door?
I was gonna say we could probably maybe try to knock or see if somebody's there to let us in,
Yeah, we could do that.
and then past that.
I have a feeling that whoever's there wouldn't open the door to anyone at this stage.
Press the button. Hello, Bob. This is Ned. Can we come in?
No, did he see us kill his friend Otto?
Yes.
I'm definitely not in view of the camera.
And neither is the. Basically, I'm the only one trying to be in the view.
Okay, so over the comms, you get a recorded message saying
Our opening
Bob,
hours.
Bob is currently unavailable at this stage. If you leave a message, he will get back to you at the earliest opportunity.
Kylie was at the thing, so I guess
Okay.
it'll be up to you to leave a
Being
message.
persuasive, I am going to go. Oh, if you're there, we are offering you a ride off this planet due to the fact that some asshole of a Twi'lek sold us out, and I believe that you're currently wanted.
Okay, so you leave that message. How long do you wait?
I'll wait 2 minutes.
2 minutes pass rather quickly.
Do, 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 do,
As you're sort of, standing near the door. You see the
Okay.
big open shopping area quieten up in that 2 minutes. Doors shut. People seem to be backing 5 minute signs going up everywhere.
Is there any sign of a back way in?
Okay.
I was gonna say.
How well is this security system?
I was gonna say we could do a computer's check and try to hack in and get the door open.
Yeah, I'm not sure we want to wait around 2 minutes. It's a long time to be standing out in the open.
Oh, well, in the 2 minutes, I'm out checking the security system
Yeah.
to
So
unlock
you
the
try to
door.
break in?
Okay, give me what's your skullduggery? So we can do a skullduggery check.
I've got 1 rank in it. I'm not that
Shame
great.
I
I'm an
couldn't
average in
help
cunning,
you.
so I don't think anyone can help me on that. So
I've
I'm
got
only-
2 ranks in
Oh.
skullduggery, but only 2 in cunning, so I don't know if I'd be any use to you.
No, I've got 2 in cunning as well.
Yeah, I have 2 in cunning. I have.
Do the 2 ranks help?
The 2 ranks give you yellow dice.
I have
does that mean?
1 in negotiation.
So the dice pool is your attribute and your skill. The higher of the 2 represents how many dice. The lower of the 2 represents how many of them are yellow.
Okay. So I'd get 2 yellow, and if I've got 2 in cunning, that would
That-
give me 2.
No, it is the dice pool
Means
is
you have 2 dice.
you have 2 dice total because
Right.
your highest number is 2,
Right.
and instead of being green, they're both yellow because the other one is 2.
Okay, so you get yellow up from green.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, okay, that's
All
the
good.
bit that I'm missing.
So if they're different levels between it, then the difference is in green.
And you're using
That's
skullduggery
good.
because you wanna break into the place.
They're trying to figure out how good the security is.
System
I have
is.
1 in that.
Because I was gonna say, I think, is it Khalid that has computers as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we could be.
No, I don't have computers
You don't?
because I don't do programming in that.
Okay,
I just
alright.
break into stuff.
So I think it used to be Piper, B1, and eBayer, but we don't have any of those guys available to us right
Okay,
now.
so looking at it, you can't quite figure out how to get in.
Can I see a back way in?
Not until you find a service entryway somewhere along the way, because it's like a shop front.
It's like a mall.
It is literally a mall.
Can I scan along the set of shops just to see if I can see?
There'd probably be one every 5 to 10 shops,
Okay.
basically with facilities and stuff like that.
Khalid, are you gonna, since your role wasn't that great, are you gonna do anything else at this point? Because my alternate option is to just shoot the lockout and walk in.
Shooting the lock by default will probably end up locking it.
Okay. Well, this is why I'm asking you.
I'm gonna try to open it.
Okay.
Okay.
And I feel very confident, so I am going to use, what was it, a destiny point or whatever. So there'll be 2 yellow.
So that's skullduggery again.
Yeah, it's skullduggery.
So you spend a destiny point to break in. Okay, apparently you are quite skillful at doing so with a success and an advantage. The door unlocks with a beep.
Yep.
And you see the blast doors on the shop just slide away into the framework.
What was that again? What's the blast door?
They slide into the framework.
So we get in.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, so basically shooting it wouldn't have done anything.
No, well, that's what I was asking.
Where do you think someone had already tried to get in and the blast doors had come down?
Oh, okay.
Did you want to try and approach Bob?
Let's see.
Looking inside, you see a bit of smoke, a few blaster holes.
That does not look good. Any bodies?
No bodies to see.
Can we investigate this?
You can investigate the store. So that would be a perception to go in and find stuff.
Yep. I take it, Carla, you're investigating with me. Ash, can you keep
Yeah.
watch on the front door?
Again, that was using cunning, so I've only got one skill of perception.
Would I use skullduggery?
Perception
Oh,
is
perception.
is looking for stuff. Skullduggery is evil
Sorry.
criminal activities.
No, okay, so perception. Got one rank, but again, just two incoming.
Okay.
Maybe clown and look.
So as you have a look around, you end up with a failure and an advantage.
Right.
So you don't find any bodies in here.
Do I see
But you're feeling
the
good.
kind of shielding that we might need?
I'm happy to say with the advantage you find some of the remainder of the shielding
Okay.
in the butterscotch colours.
I grab up the shielding, hoping that will be useful.
You see a little message pop up saying, "Hi, I'm Butterscotch and I've stolen from you today," with a gun point at them and a wink. "You're an idiot."
Yes, you were. Is there
Apparently that's a message that was sent to the crime boss.
Is there anything
Yeah,
else?
you definitely need to not put that in the.
We won't. We will be assembling a different case.
Yeah,
for
we need to disassemble.
Kaggle.
Disassemble that part.
Is there anything else that we can scavenge from the shop that might be useful?
A set of tools.
Yep. So we see no sign of Bob. I got a failure on investigation. Did you want to do your own investigation of the store?
I'm going to try to see. Is there a what the hell's that called? That room, that paddock room.
Okay, that actually, yeah, because it would be a different search. I will assist Lud with that. I have 2 in perception, but I only have 2 cunning, so it's just 2 yellow.
2 yellow. It's better than they have.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Not
so
that much
if it's
better,
just
apparently.
you, that means that you could probably get a blue dice or something like that.
So roll an extra blue dice on top of that and see if it gets anything. You might get lucky.
Please!
Well, so you ended up with 2 advantages as you look through the shop, but you don't find any panic room. You find some more shielding materials, this time not coloured,
Not butterscotch.
not butterscotch.
Yep.
It also doesn't have the little personalised message from Butterscotch on there.
Having set Ash on watch duties, I'd say we should take the shielding back to our ship. See if we can customize it.
Okay. Does he have some tools and that around?
Yeah, we got a set of tools.
So
Do you
we'll,
have a set of tools?
I guess
Yeah.
we'll take that.
Actually,
There's no way to leave credits.
Well, you've hotwired
No.
the door open.
Well, I would still like to leave credits for it.
that workroom in the back, does that look like it's got more gearing there that would be useful? Like, should we quickly try and customize this stuff on the spot, or do the tools that we found, will that be enough for us to?
That would be enough for you to customize it
Okay.
somewhere else.
I suppose then, kind of, or I'm gonna try to use our new names. Riri will suggest to Kai. Maybe we can leave an IOU note to Bob.
I don't think I'm pretty sure Bob doesn't care about IOUs, but I do want to leave a message for Bob to come find the true strikers so that we can take him into protective.
Yeah.
Thing. So the question is how best to leave that message for him.
Leave a voicemail on the outside comms.
Well, the other thing is you could just reprogram the butterscotch thing.
Can we?
You can,
And would Bob come back for that?
but someone else might steal that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the issue we're running into.
And to be honest, I'd rather keep the butterscotch stuff because it's extra materials that we could make use of, and we could get rid of the signature because you said we could reprogram it. So the non-butterscotched one just makes it easier because we can make that the one that we give to Kaggle, so that Kaggle doesn't end up with a case of kyber crystals that tell him to essentially kiss Auto's butt. But yeah, the voicemail, as you said, maybe leave another voicemail. What message did you leave on the voicemail? Do you remember, Led?
Basically.
Basically stating what we're here for.
Okay.
Do you need any contact details?
I might.
Does this place also look like he lives in it?
It does not.
Okay.
Looks like it's just a workroom.
Yeah, fair enough.
Can I do a separate search specifically to see if I can find any clue as to where Bob lives? I know I'm probably not going to go very good at this, but I don't suppose anyone can assist me.
There will be more computers at this stage.
I don't think anyone's got computers right now.
No.
No. Okay.
Computers is intelligent, is that right?
Yeah.
I can assist you with intelligence 4.
That would be
Intelligence of
helpful.
4?
Yep.
Yeah, intelligence 4 for me. Yeah.
You're a smarty.
But no computer skills, just intelligence
Yeah.
4. So.
You go, girl!
That
That's
was a
what
lot
nice
better.
support.
So we got that. Oh, actually, I should just leave that there and take that out.
Yep. So you ended up with 2 successes and 2 advantages. So having a look through the system, you do find that he does have a storeroom elsewhere on the station, as well as living quarters. So the storerooms in the lower decks, and his quarters are in the upper decks.
So I say I would like to keep looking for Bob. But I think we should also get shielding on the kyber crystals. I know splitting up's probably not ideal, but I suggested to the group that someone comes with me and 2 people go back to the ship to get the customize the shielding, so that we can prepare the kyber crystals for transport with the body. And so
Riri will go with Ash to take the shielding to the ship to
Customize it?
Yep.
customize the crystals if Lad wants to go with Kai.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get in the habit of using our new names.
So yeah. And we'll head to Bob's house. Which one's closest? The storage or the house?
The house would be closer at the moment because you'd already taken the lift to go up from the docking areas. And most of the storage is near the docking.
Okay. Does it look like, so when I found those details, are they just on like a computer? Can I,
So the ship's directory.
so it wouldn't, it wouldn't help to blast a pistol at things so nobody else can find his details.
Well, you looked up the space station's directory.
Okay, so
And
everyone can look that up.
It's equivalent of saying I shoot it and hope that I destroy all the white pages with the one shot.
Yeah,
But it would
yeah.
be worth either going back to home screen or clearing history to show that that's what you searched.
Yeah, so I will do that.
Like when you go to a mall directory and you try to find a shop and then you hit home before you leave so people don't know where you're going.
Well, yeah. Theoretically, not a lot of people are going to show interest in that, but true crime has proven stalkers do that shit. Just like stalkers will actually
Do all that, yeah. Good. So, I guess Weary will take the shielding and head back with Ash to our ship. We'll do that, handle that, and then
We'll go see if
using
we can find
using
Bob.
B1 and our own skills, creating shielding for 4 crystals instead of shielding for 6 crystals. So we'll do that while you guys do that.
I ask for an extra shielding if possible, so that as many as needed, but if various family members want to carry their own kyber crystals themselves, rather than storing all 6 in one spot, meaning that
we can do 2-2-2.
yeah, I think it's just if
Possible.
if someone gets hit, we don't lose all 6 at once. We will only lose, say, 1 or 2 at a time. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think if we split it up 3, not that we don't trust Ash.
No, it's not about trust. It's just about if
Family.
someone hits us and they get all 6 at one time, that's a much bigger loss than if someone hits us and they only get 1 or 2. So, having given that suggestion, I will head off, provided Led is happy to accompany me.
Yeah, well, you need somebody to probably break in.
Yeah, and you've got your own skills that are useful. I probably wouldn't have thought of not shooting that thing and closing the blast doors on us, so it's a very good spot. Simple, but really worthwhile.
Well, that's how they shut most of the doors in the movies. They shoot them.
Yeah, well, it didn't even occur to me that could happen, so it's good to...
On the way back, while we distribute the crowd evenly with the, Riri and myself, I'll ask Riri, so what's the deal? And I'm going to, on the way back, because I'm not with,
I tell Ash, straight up, well, as you know, my clan, maybe not as intense as your clan and some customs and cultures, but it was under my leadership that we were captured and in prison. You were there, and so our clan leaders rightfully decided that leadership should fall to somebody else at this time, and so I'm just hoping that over time I'll be able to prove myself again. If that affects how you feel about me, I totally understand. But I would vouch that Thea is a good and strong leader, and that I very humbly defer to her as the now leader of our group.
As long as you accept this as your only failure and you never fail again, I have no problems with it.
Yep, I'm accepting my failure and I'm willing to reprove my strength once again.
That's alright.
And look, they showed exactly how she deals with failure.
And like I would point out to Ash, like, as you see, Thea is a strong leader. Thea's just fully aware.
I think everyone in the station noticed it, by the way. But
There's a couple of things
it's
keep fighting for a year in a mine will teach you.
Something it does to you.
One of that is, if you hesitate, you will probably die.
You gotta hit first.
And the thing she's kind of realised as soon as she was put it to second in command is that there is a bunch of Mandalorians below her looking for any weakness, and she can't afford to show it.
Absolutely.
Well, the other thing is he wasn't he wasn't a Mandalorian.
No. It's entirely different. If he was a Mandalorian, it would have been
Different.
entirely different. It would have been more of the Cadkius style, dressing down, removing rank, and we would have put a lot more effort into convincing Kaggle not to
Yeah.
require the death of this person.
I say to Riri, I go, she's got a bit of death watch, you know. That's the first thing I noticed. But yeah, it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
I would
How did
say.
death watch? You go ahead.
I would say to Ash, like, I know we were separated after we were captured when we were in prison, but I would say this last year has done a lot of growing and training for all of us. I would say.
Sometimes the bad comes with the good, because sometimes you learn from your bad experiences.
Absolutely. I would just like to put a petition in right now. Hey, God, universal spiritual power, I've learned quite a lot.
Mandalore.
Can I have a break from my lessons for just a little while?
There's a ding,
Hey.
time's up.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get a quick coffee. I'll be back in a second.
Yeah,
So,
worries.
yeah.
Well, good. So as you're talking, you see you veer off for a coffee break.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
two veer off to a cafe.
Slowly.
On the way back, pick up a coffee on the way back or something.
So everybody else clears out.
I think it would have to be takeaway, because if you stop for a coffee while those kyber crystals are sitting unprotected,
I was almost thinking of Despicable Me and walking up and just walking to the front
Yeah.
and taking whatever coffee's there and
coffee's
walking
there.
out.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, that would actually work,
That'd be really funny. I would do
especially with Ash's gun.
Oh, Ash will just go up.
So
Is that for me? I'm
honestly,
still the coffee person. I go, yeah. Good, make it walk out.
that. And Kayana is in her villain era. She would do that.
You're Riri.
So yes, you both walk out for fresh coffee and a bagel.
Okay, I'm just gonna get myself a personal coffee and then we'll be back in a sec.
Sounds good.
So Mark's going away.
And then Kai and Led arrive at the quarters of Bob. And you can see the doors have been pushed in. They look to be about 30 centimeters thick, full glass doors, and someone's bent them like they were plastic
Okay.
Inwards or outwards?
inwards. So normally they that's the strongest point, because they're to stop. They basically provide the air seal in case there's a breach, and someone's just bent it inwards.
Following Carlin's lead from before, I investigate the whole place for a panic room that may not have been found.
Does it look like a vehicle or a person did this?
There are finger indents in the door.
Okay, so somebody got a rancor.
Finger indents aren't that big. Finger indents sort of say that it's humanoid size.
Could be a droid.
Yeah. I hope it's a droid. Not.
You better hope it's a droid. I can guarantee you it's not a droid.
So, I don't know. I guess that's just the usual investigation check that we're doing, which doesn't give me much, but it's what I've got. So, Carla and I will look for a panic room and hope we find one with a bulb in it. Does that go under? Sure, I had an investigation. Is that still skullduggery?
Okay, skullduggery can be to
Perception.
find something criminal, or perception can be used to notice details in your awareness.
Okay, I got 2 ranks in skullduggery. Would I be better off looking under that?
If you've got better skullduggery in perception, you can use it to look for the criminal hidey hole.
I've got 2 cunning, 2 ranks in skullduggery. In perception, I've got 1 rank in perception and 2 in cunning.
What have you got in those?
You're better at both of them. I'm only good at my perception's the same.
Yeah.
You're better at skullduggery than I am, actually.
Versus
I really, really want Bob, but I'm worried about spending another destiny.
Well, you could look around for the if there's a panic room. I'm just going to have a look around to see if they actually were successful and what they were looking for.
Yeah.
Okay, having a look around, you find what appears to be a panic room in the floor.
Okay. Is it still closed?
Still closed. Under a rope.
Okay. I don't know if he can hear. Would I know if he'd be likely to be able to hear me?
Depends on if he was hiding electronics and all that sort of stuff. Panic rooms are designed to be hard to detect,
Yeah.
so no one knows where they are.
Yeah.
And having hidden it in the floor, it's less likely to be searched because most people are walking all over it.
Yeah.
Most people look up
They do.
I will
They-
flat.
try batting next to the door with my gun and saying, "I'm here to get you to safety." Do I get any response?
You see the part of the floor raise up a bit,
And I'm
and
like,
there's a bit of water splashing about.
"Bob, we need to get you off planet.
Slashing.
Come with me if you want to live."
Optically.
Oh, okay,
Do
okay.
it in an Austrian accent.
Sorry, I can't do an Austrian accent.
If you want to
But
live.
anybody who can do an Austrian accent, please fill in for me right
Get
now.
to the chopper!
Yeah, so we have to get you off planet. Come with me if you want to live.
You see a bulb stickies on head out of the water.
Do you have some sort of travel gear to help you move around outside of water?
He can breathe in and out of water.
Okay.
Water's just more comfortable.
You need to grab your most essential carryable items, and we need to go.
Hopefully it's not jet started early unless 7 kilos when this
Do I have comms?
You do.
Can I comms coinites?
You can.
I comms the coinite back up because I want to get Bob to our ship without dying, and I don't have Ash at the moment. I'm tempted to actually call Ash and Riri back because that's the sort of firepower I'm figuring I want. If someone's broken into Bob's place, I'd like to.
I would think by the time you call us, that's when we get back to the ship, so it would be you waiting for us to go
Look,
from
I'll
the ship to
I'll
Bob's
calm
place.
you and warn you that I'm getting some coinites coming to escort us to the ship, but we might be coming to the ship on fire.
Yeah, we'll cover for this then.
Okay. So, you get ES boss over the mic from the coinates.
Yep, alright. And I make it clear to them that I don't want them to quick march, I want them to quick march times 100.
Okay.
And we'll help Bob gather up his most essential items.
He's got about 20 or 30 odd bags.
I gather I can heft a few bags. Alright. I'll heft a few. And if Led's happy to heft a few.
So does Bob actually have a vehicle?
Yeah.
Bob does not.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
He's a merchant.
Having a quick look outside the door, are there any vehicles
You can
around?
see about 20 or 30 odd coinates coming in your direction.
Okay. Do they happen to have a vehicle? Was I
No, you just
them
they probably
to
have
bring
one
a
each carry each bag.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How heavy are the
yeah.
bags?
Some of them are fairly heavy.
Yeah, so I'll put if they're backpacks, they can have backpacks, but I don't want their hands impeded because if there's combat, I need them to be able to fight.
They just drop them.
Or use it as a weapon.
Yeah, that's alright. So we will escort Bob back to our ship, and I will instruct one of the coinites to get me in contact with my network peoples, so that we can.
Does Bob require any special atmosphere or whatever?
He likes water. He doesn't require it, but he likes water.
Okay.
So we get back to the ship.
Well, we've about 30 odd coin knights in you.
Yeah.
Not many people want to get in the way of that.
Yeah, that's alright. I stand the coin knights on guard because of all the shit we've been through recently. And coming to look for an update from Riri.
Yep.
About the casing shielding for the kyber crystals.
What do I need to figure that out?
Well, you can report that the coffee was nice.
That's great. Very good. I guess I will just say I need approximately blank amount of time to try to
B1's happy to fabricate stuff.
build something.
So
So yeah, we're just waiting on B1, and we all know my history with mechanics and stuff. So B1 will force me out of the room. I can't help him.
Well, it depends on whether or not you get a spanner thrown at you.
I will get a spanner thrown at me, and then he'll turn my arm off again.
It's
Just
okay.
for the fun of it.
I think we all know how to turn it back on now.
I don't. Willful ignorance, though.
Well, detach it and hand it to you.
I was
He
going to
did teach
say,
me how to reattach it, though.
yeah, you can just detach
he
it. and
forced
keep
me
it
to
with
learn
it
that.
until they fix it. As soon as we can get the one for Kaggle done, I'll organise for the coinites to take the kyber crystals and
I was
Bob
gonna
down
say,
to
no, just Bob and Otto's body.
yeah, we take the kyber crystals
We take
to
the crystals.
The assumption is you've already sent the body off.
Okay, so that's already done.
Oh, okay, cool.
Because you said you were doing that while you were going off to Seaboard.
Oh, okay.
We did.
Yep.
I just wanted to make
Sorry.
sure that happened.
Right.
Same at a different time.
Just trying to not give you a second body unless Bob's the second body you send off.
No.
Yeah. No, that's
But I
okay.
do want to try and get in touch with one of my people, not a coinite person, unless one of my people is a coinite person,
Right.
that can talk to me about hiding Bob.
I was gonna say, the coordinates would be.
Yeah, they're more hired guns.
But you would have a.
But hopefully there's a leader or two.
A leader in that.
And the Grey Knights have been acting as the face of the True Striking Network
Yeah.
so that they don't look at them as Mandalorian.
Yes, so I need to meet up with one of those leadery types to arrange for Bob to go into hiding. And then we need to do the delivery to Kaggle. I would say that would be the four of us. So are you presuming that we send Bob off?
We can
Why
send
not?
Bob off with the Grey Knights.
Okay.
Bob does give you a video of Kaggle's enforcer going through his door.
Okay, interesting.
Looks like a, I'll probably say something about twice as thick as a Queen Knight and just as tall.
Right.
And basically all muscle and fur.
So that's what it was. Ross, do we know the name of that creature?
It's just his enforcer.
Okay.
Whenever
That's-
Kaggle's upset with someone, he sends in his enforcer.
Okay. Well, good thing they got there before us in one way, because possibly they don't know that we got Bob and we made Bob safe. Hopefully. Alright, do you want to head over to drop off these crystals then? At Kaggle's?
Yep.
Kaggle doesn't have a specific location on the station, so you might need to contact him.
Okay, we contact Kaggle.
Yeah, you get a Twilight up on the screen.
Okay. I need to organise.
That way helps the killer of Twilights.
I'd like to organise to deliver Kaggle his portion of our.
Would you like to do that personally as a recompense, or would you like to have a negotiation with me?
I will deliver it to you personally.
That's recompense.
Leave off the recompense. Cash, you bring in your gun.
Bring baby.
Yeah. It's a good thing
No
you've
problem,
got a name.
boss. I say.
But Led's also good with guns, so all the guns,
Well, he's
just in case.
He's happy to meet you at. He gives you details of an airlock.
Okay, an airlock. Did I end up being able to? No, I probably didn't. I've talked to you about getting a vacuum seal on my helmet,
I
but
haven't got around to it
I
yet.
don't think I've been able to afford it yet. I've got kyber crystals now. That's the first thing I want to spend my money on. In the meantime, I'm just hoping Martin's not going for a TPK.
I think we're. I'm going to leave it open.
Do you have an extra large coffee today? I think
Yeah.
we may have a chance. Maybe.
He's
Still
had
some left.
Hey.
So yes, and Twilight says he'll meet you by himself.
the Kaggle. Yep. Okay. Well, we will head over at the appointed time to the appointed place.
That doesn't sound right.
I know it doesn't sound right.
Hee.
Do you tell me that?
I was gonna say, does Led say that to Kai?
I'm going to mute the audio. Yeah, that doesn't sound right. Who in their right mind would send an underling just to do something like this with no support?
Oh no.
No, Kaggle's gonna meet us.
himself will meet us by himself.
No, it sounded like that the Twi'lek was going to meet by
No.
himself.
No, Kaggle's going to meet us by ourselves at an airlock. Which means Kaggle might airlock us after he gets the kyber crystals, if he knows that it's kyber crystals we've got. Or any other version of that scenario where he can get his revenge on us because we aren't actually forgiven and he's just waiting for his cut. Or he's going to think that we're stupid enough to bring it all with us and try and get the whole lot instead of just a cut. Just insert nefarious scenario in here. Pretty much.
Okay.
There's a lot of options
I
there.
was gonna say we're leaving R6 with E1 on the ship.
Yeah, we're leaving our 6 behind. What would you suggest in terms of precautions? I've agreed to the meet, by the way, because I don't think we can change that. So I'll have agreed and hung up, but now continuing this conversation, because I know you're going to go, are you keeping them on hold while you're having this conversation? No, we're not. So did you have any suggestions for precautions we could take? Aside from Ash and all his guns and you and all your guns. Oh, wait a minute, is Ash gender... picked a gender?
Yes,
Female?
Female.
Okay.
Yeah, again, I'm the only male in the group.
Well, that works well. You can serve us all. No, I'm kidding.
We are a matriarchal society.
Sorry, my inner feminist sometimes comes out. So, Led, do you have any recommendations for
we can
precautions?
survey the area, but that's about it.
Well, yeah, that I was going to do that anyway, and my plan was to leave at least 2 of you next to or on one side of the non-airlock side of the door, so that if he does airlock us, we don't all go.
I would say we would, if you position us on the area next to the controls. So unless Kaggle has a control. I don't know how airlock works.
To be honest, I don't have a good understanding of airlocks.
With your knowledge education, you have a fair understanding of how they work.
Yeah.
Why don't you roll a knowledge education on airlocks?
Let's.
Well, we've
Oh, I don't have
You
education.
don't have education?
No.
Yeah.
In which case, you can ask your friendly Deathwatch person who does.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Ash? What do you know about airlocks? Would you like to roll an education roll?
I shall roll an education roll of 1 in education and 4 in intellect.
Okay, and then against
2
Tom.
per it's an average check.
Alright. Yes.
Yes, you know, all of that airlocks in the fact that most of them have safeties and require someone to intentionally space someone.
So we will position you closest to the airlock controls.
I'll give you a Mandalorian nod. Yep.
Considering you also have the big gun and the strength to carry it, I would presume that that's a pretty good combination.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so I'm definitely approaching it with caution, and I'd like to scout the area as much as I can before we meet. I'm not sure what that entails.
Okay, scouting the area, you do see that he does have a bunch of his flunkies nearby.
What about the Enforcer? Is there any sign of that?
What's that of the Enforcer?
It's worth keeping an eye out.
I feel like we won't see the Enforcer until it's too late.
Yeah, same here. Ross, Led, is there, considering that you've got skills in weapons, is there a place you'd prefer to be set up? Are you bringing a gun to the gunfight this time, or are you bringing a vibrite sword again?
I'm still bringing the sword. I've only got a pistol. I don't have that.
Oh, you lost your rifles and things. We had to sell those carbon crystals and get ourselves some weapons.
I have a pistol that has swords.
Kaggle, do you happen to also deal in weapons?
Pretty sure does.
I'm sure he does. So yes, you
Do
may...
you want to buy our carbon crystals?
P5 invest.
We didn't bring them with us.
We
but
did not bring him with us.
I think that that's still wise.
It is an option.
Yes, you show up at the end.
Yep.
You can see the room outside the airlock is fairly empty. Just got Kaggle staring out into space nearby in one of the viewports.
I will position Ash, as discussed, as close to the airlock controls as possible. I will keep Kayana and Riri and Led with me because they're technically my seconds.
Yeah.
Ash, I treat them all equally. They're all family, so they get equal treatment. But Ash is the one with the skills we need if we end up in trouble. So, yeah. So as long as you guys are ready, do we envision that thing where your hands hovering over your blaster? We've got some kind of Western music in the background, played through some sort of exotic instrument, so it doesn't sound like a Western, but yet,
Like the Theremin?
yeah, sci-fi Western, space Western.
That's just one person.
We did.
And Star Trek uses that.
Star Trek is Western as well.
Yeah. Any
and
chance?
Firefly is the best Western out there for that sort of thing, because it literally
That
is
is,
Western in
it
space.
literally is space Western.
So yes, you, with your hands over your weapon, you walk in, and the little kid, Boss Kaggle, is unarmed.
I don't have my hand near my weapon. I leave it for these two to do.
I don't necessarily have my hand on my weapon, but I am ready for quick draw.
Yeah. I presume the same of you, Ross?
Yeah, my weapon's all sheath.
Yep, but you're ready for quick draw?
Yeah, if I could actually spend the experience for it.
Or modify your blaster.
Yeah.
You can actually.
I was actually thinking of modifying my vibra sword.
Because if you modify your blaster, you can modify it for quick draw.
Yep. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
There's only 25 credits to get someone else to do it.
So what does Kaggle have to say?
He looks at the four of you entering.
Yep.
And says, "So you have my payment?"
I do, and I hand over the case with the crystals in it.
He opens it up and looks at it.
And I also inform him that the delivery will be taking place either as we speak or soon to Blood Chud.
he has received a letter of thanks from Ledger
Oh, right, really?
for getting the thief. But no mention of his missing items.
Lunchard's missing items?
Yes. Bloodshot has not announced what was sold.
Yes. Well, you know, as you know, this is a cut of those missing items.
So, we clear you're not going to have similar mistakes in the future?
No, we're keeping it in the family from now on.
He looks at the four of you
Oh.
again.
I'm not in the corner.
Yeah. I
hasn't seen
give
it
a
before,
slight
so-
nod over to where Ash is, hopefully looking very formidable. And,
He doesn't look intimidated, the little kid.
no, probably not, but, you know, at least he looks more formidable than, say,
Though considering he is about
Brain.
a meter tall and having that sort of little kid dressing down an adult tone.
yeah, look, I'm not fazed by that at all.
He's like, and we're not gonna have any mistakes from now on.
Yeah.
Yep. Like, you know, we're keeping it in the family from, you know, this is...
I like it.
I'm not worried at all. It doesn't faze me.
He holds out his hand for the crystals.
I give him a little case with the 4 crystals in it. The cotton crystals.
And he hands over a credit check to you
Okay.
for the bounty.
Okay. Alright. So 10,000.
Well, it was agreed upon.
So, do you deal in weapons?
What sort of weapons are you looking
A lot. I joke. Does he laugh or smile?
for? He sort of looks wistful and goes, so, have you got a lot to spend?
Depends. Depends on what's on offer. I play my cards close to my chest. But he knows what I've got, so, you know.
How soon do you need it?
We'd rather get hold of some more effective weapons sooner rather than later. We've got our own weapons that'll do the job, but, you know, it's nice to be able to spend a little finally.
Well, probably best to do business on another station instead of over the planet of Bloodshot.
I'm good with that. Where would you suggest?
He thinks for a moment and goes,
There's quite a few planets nearby that would work well. If it actually worked. It was working last time. What have I gotten wrong? That all works. Okay, so you're currently at Terrinoth.
Yep.
We'll go to Mercy?
Mercy.
Mercy might work as a place to do business. Let's see what I got down for Mercy. Because I have details of it. Yeah, he's happy to do some business there.
Okay. That'll
You-
give us a chance to go back and discuss what we want in terms of what weapons we want, how much we want to spend, how many Kaggle crystals we want to spend, etc.
Mhm.
Without doing that in front of Kaggle.
Yeah.
So,
Opportunity to negotiate
Yep.
as a team.
While we discuss the planet, is that part of the outer rim, that planet?
It is in the other room, yep.
What kind of knowledge would I know about that based on my knowledge? I got
Your
knowledge on that.
education.
Just when I get, is there anything I could be concerned about on that planet that you mentioned? I'm not talking to anyone, just listening to the conversation.
It does have an asylum, which is a handy place to make people disappear.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
it is an ocean world, so
Yeah.
ability to swim on be
might
underwater.
be that's where Bob ends up.
And it has the main brewery for the sector.
Does the True Striker have
office, for lack of a better word there?
They would most likely have one because it's also the a major medical facility for the sector as well.
Did you say we still got Bob with us?
No, you sent him off for the coiners.
Oh, okay. Alright, that's a shame, because it would have been good if we'd known about this ahead of time. It was good to take it in hand.
I'm sure
Sure.
that's where the coins might take them, so it's a responsibility.
Yeah. That's okay.
Oh, okay. I'll relay that information after we back to the ship zone, but yeah, I just thought more for just a give the boss a heads up as such. So.
Yeah. No security alerts or anything like that out there, or...
Not at the moment. You haven't had any major
No
security
reports of the
alerts?
Empire glassing the planet. Trying to be lighthearted, but no, Martin, he was like, actually, last week.
Well, if you look up that sort of information, I'm sure you're bound to find it.
No, we're not gonna look up that information. We're good.
Last week, Kylo Ren went through and killed everyone, but no. But yeah, that's right.
So we killed him before he was born. That was fantastic.
No, that's what I just realised after I said it. Damn it, I got the wrong timeline. Okay.
Yeah, it's alright. I mix up the timelines all the time. Right, I take it that's deal done with return to ship.
Good on your return to ship.
Yep. So what we've got to discuss is, in terms of 6 kyber crystals, you can each be given one. You can each sell it for whatever you sell it for, and then spend it as you see would fit. And we'll give a percentage of each one to the clan, or we can consider them as a whole belonging to us. Each time we sell one off, we give some to the rest of the clan, and we use some for ongoing costs like weapons and things like that.
It could be each of us gets one and the other one goes to clan, one goes for ongoing costs. Or, like you said, the last thing, like we consider them as a whole and split credits from it.
Well, if we consider them as a whole and sell one off at a time, giving a percentage to the clan each time and only using what we need to keep ourselves going, I think that means that we might have better chances. I don't know if we want to sell all of them off at the same time, but at the same, by that, I'm not sure in terms of security risk if it's actually better to just sell all 6 off and transfer it all into money now.
It's less risk because they're a hot item.
Yeah, they are pretty hot.
So it's less risk and less eyes and people after us for these crystals if we get rid of them now. And as we are now just starting our crap.
Yeah, selling all 6 off. would
Selling all
probably
6 off, it would be my preference.
And we'll start with Ross.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts?
Well, I want to get rid of the crystals as quickly as possible.
So you're in for selling all 6 and then...
Well, if we're splitting it up, I would probably sell my share and then send the rest to...
Well, my suggestion is we sell all 6 together and then we split up the total amongst us and then put a portion off to the clan. Like, what we don't need, we'll send to the clan and make sure it's distributed as much as it can be. Or option 2 was we all sell ours individually. But I think selling all 6 at one time will be the less risk, is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we can still make sure some of that money goes to your family specifically.
Okay.
But are you in agreement with us about not wanting to have the risk of holding on to all 6 and just selling them off and cashing them in as soon as we can?
Well, the only thing I could notice with kyber crystals is it's associated with Jedi.
Do we care about Jedi?
We don't like them.
I think Deathwatch doesn't like him, is that correct?
Mandalorian.
Yeah.
To be honest, for you guys, Jedis are opponents that are worthy of your time.
But
That's the most you actually consider of the Jedi. Besides that have been wiped out is almost as bad as what happened to you guys. So you may actually have some sympathy.
I
for them being wiped out.
actually have a little bit of, I have a bit of, Thea's experience has been that the Gunganite, I forgot what his name was, Maverick, and he helped us out and saved Hyper at one stage and us. We had the faintest of implications that Ahsoka might have been with him at the time that happened. So my view is that I don't particularly care about the Jedis, but if I had to choose between a Jedi buyer and, say, Kaggle, I'd probably sell to the Jedi. They'd probably give me a better price anyway. I'm less likely to be ripped off. They've got some sense of honour. And in terms of my warrior status, I feel there's someone to prove myself against rather than someone to just hate.
Yeah, I'm not sure if we will be able to use the crystals.
No, we wouldn't be able to use them at all, so we should sell them.
But we only know of one potential Jedi, and they're part of what we now know as the Building Rebel group, and as far as we know, they're no longer in the
Fabio's wife. Do we have any contact with her?
Not since she took off.
They all took off. As far as we
got no
know,
Because
nobody
she basically
is
took
left
an
in the
Inquisitor
sector.
to where they were based.
To be honest, we're talking Jedi here. They're likely to contact us rather than we having to contact them. But before we get too carried away, I wanted to just check in with Mark that he's okay with selling off the Kyber crystals and then spending the money.
Yeah, no, so I was just reading up on Death Watch because I wanted to know what would a Death Watch person want to do with the money. I was just trying to think in my head. But look, I'm happy to sell
The only thing I'm thinking of is that we're probably going to get screwed on the price, that's all.
In most cases, you only get about 50% of what it's worth.
Yeah.
50% is of something is better than 50% of nothing.
My 2 cents.
That's what
Well,
Ashley
we're
said.
getting 40,000.
My 2 cents is that it's less likely that a Jedi will rip us off, depending on the Jedi.
I was gonna say that's
Well,
what you get.
that would be
Not necessarily
the
Ahsoka.
Force user.
Well, we don't know that. Never mind.
Yeah.
We as players don't know that. Or
Well,
as characters don't know that.
As far as I understand, our knowledge of Jedi is that they at least have an honor code. Kaggle probably doesn't. And that's kind of where I'm sitting on the hope that maybe we wouldn't get as ripped off as badly.
Yeah.
But to be honest, what do we actually know of Jedi?
Just stories that they were great warriors.
Yeah.
Great warriors aren't necessarily on them.
No, not necessarily.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, at least we've gotten to that point.
So yes, you have no problems getting back to your ship and taking off.
Now, this planet we're going to, is it enough for me to get there in a day, or is it going to take more than a day to get there?
It can take less than S hours to get there.
Cool, okay.
Is there a way we
If I
can
can-
attach?
So I would say I'll fly around as scout for the big ship.
You could,
So-
but as this style of ship, it's better for it to fly separately unless you're going on long trips.
So is the reason it can't go on longer trips the fact that it doesn't have big enough fuel tanks, or just doesn't have enough fuel?
It doesn't have big enough fuel tanks.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very, when I look at the fighter, it's very small, kind of, like in a planet kind of fighter, so it's not supposed to be like just outside space for a bit, but not for any big combats kind of thing, so,
So the sort of
Yeah.
thing you fly across the galaxy.
no.
Fair enough. But if it's going to make it to Marisi, then there's no
Okay.
reason why you shouldn't bring it.
Yep.
Okay, so yes, you managed to get the astrogation jumps through the local connections.
because hey, having to make those calculations yourself were always difficult and fraught with danger.
I'll put training in that though at least. So.
Investigation.
Yeah, I think I've got planetary, piloting planetary and piloting.
Activation is its own
Oh,
thing,
is it?
and you don't have it.
Oh, no, I don't. It was Piper. So. Okay, no, I was mixing that up with piloting planetary.
Yeah.
It's okay. The R4 unit you had previously was your main astrogator.
Was the R4 unit one of the people who also.
He's the one that turned us in. Well, to be fair, he was an Imperial unit.
I can help them set up before they leave now because I've got pilot space rank 2.
Well, so do I, but it's astrogation that is the
That's aggregation? Okay. So,
So I guess you can show them that there should be some space worthy in how to fly it, but it doesn't actually help you for jumping between systems.
that's fair enough.
Because the astrogation is the math and mapping, whereas the piloting is the physical piloting of the ship.
That's where a person formerly known as Piper would be perfect for, yes.
Feeling in the hands
Yeah.
and I was trying to cheat.
So yes, you end up paying 50 credits a job.
Okay.
But that's not bad in the overall scheme of things. So it costs you 100 credits to get to Mercy. Oh, sorry, 50 credits to get to Mercy. It's one job.
Into 2 ships or 1 ship?
If you got the coordinates, you can use the coordinates on any ship that's
cool.
leaving in the window.
Mm-hmm.
It's like saying with current traffic conditions, this is the way you go. You get there at the least delay possible.
So we're gonna Google Space Map.
Yeah.
It's good that I'm paying someone else to do the Google Space Maps for you, because you can't do Google Space Maps yourself.
So this is Nana asking the grandkids to Google how to get somewhere.
I love it.
And she's looking at it going, I don't get these new updates.
Why is my phone zooming in? Why is it doing that? You know, because like all of it was going like this. I don't know why. Wait, hold on. Or is it going like this?
Well, you get some of those that actually can't see close, so they have to hold it out like that to be able to do it.
That's my parents every time. Even when
Like,
they have,
you need
even
glasses.
even when they have their glasses on, they
Yeah.
still hold it.
It's all about focal point. So yes, you arrive over the water Mercy and manage to get clearances to land at... Did they actually say the name of starport? Mercy Dispatch is the name of the starport.
I've got to ask, what is that monster on your screen?
The one up the top there?
The one on the white stands
Ross
out.
sent that last week. It is one of the latest plush toys from
I see.
Build-A-Bear.
Okay,
It's a Rancor.
it's a Rancor?
That's
Okay.
cute.
It gives you cuddles and claws you to death.
All the better to eat you with.
Yeah.
So, spaceport as in
On the planet.
on planet. Okay.
Yeah.
No, not Starbase.
So it was called Mercy the
Dispatch.
Dispatch.
And it's located outside the city of Karnath. Getting words out is not always easy. As you're coming in, they asked if you have a medical emergency and need to divert to the medical landing building.
No.
You have a feeling that a lot of people who come here have medical emergencies fairly frequently. So they have a dedicated, it's the major hospital of the region.
Oh, okay.
And they deal with all the problem patients who can reach you.
Nah, he's good. He's good. Landing port. Shopping.
Yeah, technically. Technically we're shopping.
Yeah, we're looking for medical droids. Yeah.
The women be shopping.
I think we need to sell some kyber crystals first. Although we do have the 10,000 credits. So...
Yeah, we have 10. Well, like, we have
Kyber crystal laser scalpels.
It's guaranteed to cut off a limb.
B1 would be in heaven.
Okay, so yes, you do notice that Ash's ship is quite fast compared to yours, and very maneuverable. Basically twice your speed.
We might need to look at getting the ship fixed up a bit.
Well, Ash was going to suggest if you want to have, maybe if we update your ship to have a storage bay to put my ship in, and then we can use my ship for special missions.
Yeah,
Stuff like that.
that's the idea,
That actually
and
would
we
be
do need to
good.
have the ship fixed up as well. So
On average, character knowledge. How much?
And if anyone wants to, I can tell you all about the ship. I'm very enthusiastic about my ship. So if anyone asks me, I can go through 10 minutes
Anything
worth.
from 50,000 to millions.
and I think a kyber crystal goes roughly 100,000.
Kyber crystal
Maybe 10.
would go for anywhere between 5 and 20,000.
Oh, okay.
But as the 10 of them, that was about 100,000.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we can assume we have maybe $60,000
60.
worth of items.
Yes. Considering how rare they are, we might be able to talk that up to 70, but
That's what we
That is the
can
rarity price.
yeah. Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, alright. Well,
That's the black market price. They don't actually have a standard selling price.
Yeah.
If they were a standard selling price, they would be cut to zero.
I'm not saying I would do this, but I'd certainly think about, if we told, say, a Jedi that might be interested in them, that we could always just sell them for 12 grand a piece to a non-Jedi. The Jedi might meet us at 13 grand a piece.
At this
But-
stage in history, though, as far as we know, most, if not all, Jedi have been marked
Yeah,
out.
but
But we've seen the hints of
Yeah.
potential Jedi.
and finding that might, all of those
Which
are
separates us from community knowledge. So
Yeah.
characters know.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, there's still Jedi about.
I saw someone who can use a lightsaber.
Yeah.
but the chances that they'll find us is infinitesimally small. So I'm more likely to be very pragmatic. Plus, I'm a fair person in general as a character. I'm not likely, as I said, talking as a player, that's something that I think about, but as a character, I'm more likely to be much more fair-minded.
Dark or the Imperial Sith dude brother. What's his name?
Inquisitor?
Dark brother. What?
6?
Second brother or fifth brother.
Sound brother. Whoever we ran into, we knew he was a lightsaber user.
Yep.
Okay. So as far as we know, anybody who's a lightsaber user would be interested in these crystals, which we know there are lightsaber users in the Empire.
Yes.
You're here on
And
the
we're also not happy with the Imperials right now, so that works out well if a Jedi wants our kyber crystals, because we're more likely to sell to a Jedi.
But in
than we
order
would to an
to
Imperial.
get in contact with any Jedi, we run the risk of Imperials finding out, meaning that high up Empire
People will find out.
will try to find us. So the Jedi would not be the way to go.
I'm thinking that if there's a True Striker base on Rissy, we talk to them about what contacts they have in terms of selling kyber
Well,
crystals.
That's fair, but we did agree to meet Kaggle here to sell them.
Yeah. No, not we agreed to meet Kaggle to buy weapons. We did not actually say we were going to sell the kyber crystals to him, because I said we need to go back to discuss.
Negotiate.
As a group, I figured we'd all want to sell all 6 and then divide the money
I think
as the 6 decided, because we're family.
yeah, good point.
But I wasn't going to do that in front of Kaggle, so
Good
I was
point.
making absolutely no commitments to Kaggle whatsoever.
That's good. Thank you.
I'm trying hard to be a good leader.
You're great. I would. Yes.
So if you can head out, I'm going to do a bathroom run.
Go ahead. Yeah. We would
point out that yeah, the Jedi are possibly the ones that wanted, but I don't think we
No, that's why I thought we'd
Wait.
check in with our network and see.
way too much of a risk, and I
What
don't think
context we have.
that's even a thing. In that even then, the Jedi are with the building rebels at this stage, and
Wait.
we kind of had a hand in getting rid of them. They're not
As a
they're not
player,
gonna be close by.
in the grand scheme of things, the Jedi have the Force. So the Jedi using the Force could have figured out that there would be kyber crystals on Marisi
The
at
Sith,
some
the
point,
Sith also have the Force,
and that could also be the case. And we could all be fighting the Sith in like 5 minutes from now, for all we know.
that's actually gonna be really.
And a Jedi might turn up to save our asses and then buy the kyber crystals off us at a discount because they saved our asses from the Sith. Thank God Martin's in the bathroom.
Well, that's if it's a Jedi and not a Ray Force user.
Yeah, I forgot about
Like-
Grey Force users.
Like it's okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, Mandalorians have the Force too, which is usually with their fists and guns.
Well,
So-
yeah, and there was a Mandalorian Jedi. That's how we got the Darksaber.
This is the Force.
This is
Your phrase.
This is called the
and
Force
accept
and
your-
the
accept your-
spells.
accept the payment. Yeah. So that's how Ash would be thinking, being a Death Watch person. So.
yeah. There you go. This is the Force. This is your face. Well,
I don't know why that got me.
So,
I'm hoping we don't end up with a Sith and a Jedi. Well, if we end up with a Sith, hopefully a Jedi turns up to save us. But I think the
I'm
first
thinking
point
no
is
matter
to-
what, let's just avoid people who will use these crystals and get rid of the crystals as soon as possible to whomever. It does not
Well,
matter.
that's why I was thinking of checking in with our network because they would know where the best dealers and
who we the
dealers and
best
things
the best
are.
person to defense these
So-
was.
Yeah, that's. I'm saying let's just start there and figure out how to sell these things.
so you get contact through your network on Marisi as you're coming in.
Yep.
And you do hear from them that the best crime lord in the sector, for ability to reason with, is Boss Kaggle. He's the one who actually has a little more money and influence at the moment.
He might be the one we end up selling them to then.
Whereas Chud has a tendency to underbuy and oversell.
Yep.
So you end up owing more than you earn through him.
Yep. And for this reason, we've already set up a meeting with Kaggle, but I'm saying it doesn't hurt to check.
And there is a squib on the planet, Korat, who may trade parts for stuff, but not likely to want
Anything like what we've got.
anything like you've got. Though it has a reputation for being a good power source for weaponry.
The kyber crystals.
Yes.
We know this good.
Do we know the scoop?
We sure do. Cora?
Yeah. Okay.
You
Is that the one with the
junkyard.
junkyard? Yeah.
It's on the jungle planet, yes.
Wait, aren't squibs dog people?
Squib, probably closer to rabbit.
Oh, okay. 'Cause I was-
Yeah, very talkative rabbit thing.
They don't.
I was gonna sing.
don't-
I was gonna sing Junkyard Dog.
Well, you can do that anyway.
I remember we came across dog people. We came across rabbit people. I just can't remember who was who.
You think they're? I don't know the
Also,
dog
there's a
people.
picture of him there on the
Yeah, it's one of either rabbit or chihuahua.
probably more like Shaw.
They belong in the junkyard dog song. Right. You can
And
skate by
basically,
Chihuahua.
Adam Unitor.
Chihuahua.
Yeah.
Hey, chihuahuas have personality, okay? And they think they're tough.
Confidence is
The
most
smaller
of
the dog,
the.
the louder they are.
Exactly.
Most of the
That's why
battle-
my girls do not shut up.
So you also get a request from from Boss Kaggle to catch up,
Yep.
as he has an interest in seeing if there's any more of those
crystals available.
Because I guess when we gave him
The 4.
the 4, he didn't necessarily check if they were crystals until after we left. So now he's asking, hey, I want the other 6% you all have.
So I'm guessing our network is telling us there are no other options but to sell the rest to.
You could try to sell to the Empire, but the Empire's not
No,
here for you.
I don't want to sell to
and
the
may confiscate as contraband.
No,
Will confiscate as contraband out over your dead body.
Not necessarily, but most likely send you to prison again.
Should I
with
kill
their
somebody?
dead bodies, as
I
far
haven't
as
killed-
I'm concerned.
I get
As many as
asked
I
them to be done out. So, you want to kill somebody? Sorry.
Not yet.
Okay, check it.
Well, far be it from something more exciting coming up. I guess that's the thing we need to.
Yeah, so I
Do-
think it's best to meet with Kaggle at this point, sell the 6 crystals, and get full weaponry pods and or possibly upgraded ship.
Yeah, upgraded ship.
Can you do a trade-in?
Yeah, I was wondering if we could do a trade-in.
It is an untraceable ship. He would be interested in it.
Yeah. And he might want those kyber crystals enough to be amenable to a deal on a ship. So what I want to do is I want to play it distant with this guy. I don't want to be too eager.
Yep.
I don't want to be disinterested. I don't want to disrespect him, but I don't want to be underpaid either.
Hey, look, a used car deal. Gotcha.
Pretty much. And hopefully we can get a better ship out of it and some decent
Well,
weapons.
what happens is we can upgrade to another ship and then give this ship back to the clan for that so they can continue using it.
Well, it depends on if we use it as a trading for a better ship.
Yeah. I think trade in as a last option then.
Yeah, okay.
Because
Yeah, it's a good idea.
yeah, he brings up a good point.
Yeah.
That,
Yep.
yeah, sure. Okay. Do you feel Ash has a say in this as well, but as
Yep.
long as Led and Ash.
Who's got the best negotiation skills?
I have one.
I'm a natural negotiator.
I was gonna say you have the presence.
But I don't have any skill.
But
I just
I
charm.
I have one skill in it.
I've got 1 skill in negotiation and it's presence, and I've got 3 in presence.
I think.
I'm only good as a agility and things like person, probably.
Yeah. So I think it will be you and Led doing the negotiation.
I've got a presence of 4.
Yeah, so you might lead the negotiations with me assisting.
Yeah.
That's the right word, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you actually have the skill?
I have negotiation with 1 rank. And I
yeah.
have.
So you'll be speaking, but I'll be assisting because I have no skill in it.
Okay.
I'm all natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something to say for natural capacity. Alrighty. Well, it sounds like that's what we're going to do.
Okay, so you catch up with Kaggle at a local bar.
Yep.
Seems most of the patrons have vacated.
Yep. It's more room for Ash to lean her gun on the bar.
And
Do I really need to bring my gun, or is it just that you
don't
bring
have
this pistol?
to.
No.
You don't have to. I don't think we need it.
I was gonna
necessarily.
say at this stage it's probably
I was just trying to
Ash
be lighthearted.
Ash and Yuri acting as casual muscle in the background during negotiation. But like, of course, not trying to intimidate Kaggle at all. Like, definitely deferring to him as the more respected party.
I don't think Kaggle will mistake us as trying to intimidate him. We're Mandalorians. We always travel together.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so you see Kaggle sitting on one of the bar stools, dangling his feet.
Probably spinning like that.
Oh,
Possibly
I
just do
don't-
one quick spin.
say or do anything, but I feel a sudden urge to offer him a lollipop.
And he does have those big pushing boot size. He's just now looking up at you, looking rather innocent like.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure after seeing what he did to Bob's place, even if he seems fairly unintimidating himself, he's got the resources to take care of himself if he needs to.
Well, he's aiming to have muscle on call.
It does. I have, regardless of all the innocent, the big eyes, I treat him with the cautious respect that I would treat anybody who has that kind of creature on hand.
So, how many of those crystals do you have left?
And I don't say this in any sort of insulting way. If you figure about a 60-40 split, you can see we gave you 4.
He just winks at you.
How many are
Well, are we partnered with all 6? Yes. Well, that's 6.
Well, if you've got 6, would you be interested in a negotiation for them? I've got a buyer who's quite interested in little crystals like that.
I am interested in selling them for the right price.
Well, considering you were fair and gave me what I asked for, I'm happy to offer you 10,000 a crystal. So if we negotiate, I will offer you a lot less.
No, I think 10,000 a crystal is fair.
So it gives me room for profit.
I was wondering if you might have access. We'd like to upgrade our ship. I was wondering if
you got about 20,000. Oh, sorry. He pauses for a moment. There are 200,000 credits on hand to buy a decent station.
No.
Maybe a few more jobs.
Yeah. Okay. Alright. So it looks like our trading deal probably won't work. We'll just go with the 60.
Yeah, take the 60
And we'd like to also acquire some weapons as well.
What sort of weapons are you in for? I can get some shipped here by the end of the day.
So we put together a list and send it to you.
Well, this would be fine. I've got quite some good associates who are more than happy to make me happy.
That sounds good. I haven't brought the crystals with me for reasons of security. May I suggest an exchange at the end of the day when we center our weapons and do the transfer of weapons, and whatever we spend on weapons can be minused from the credits we get for the crystals.
That's fair. He's happy with it.
Yep. Because if we spend 20 grand on crystals, then 40 grand in credits. So yeah, that sounds like the way to go. And that means you guys can all have a quick look into what kind of weapons you want.
Yeah.
And put together a small shopping list.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So just let me know what you're after, and I'll get some people to track it down for you and let you know how much.
And we'll meet you back here, say, at the end of the day. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, what was that, Mark?
I was going to say, and this is just for everyone, so if you just don't think about just new weapons, think about, do you want upgrades to current weapons, like scopes, things like that? I'm thinking out loud.
Yeah.
Or upgrades
Just
to
as-
armor, like saying,
Yeah.
seal, that sort of thing.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think to be honest, I was going to ask Martin if because this it's getting towards the end of the day. I'm feeling Martin's going to end game soon and tell us to go and research
I think that
what weapons we want, and we will
better,
finish off the
sure.
deal.
It's better than trying to go through
Yeah.
One by
different
one by
options.
one by one.
Yeah. I think if we bring it all for next next game session,
Yeah.
then
Well,
Martin
what
just
I
go
was
through each of the
actually
list all together and then just work out what we can do. Because I think that's what I was thinking. I was going to go, okay, I've got this big big off gun and probably a pistol, and it's just what can I do to upgrade those things? I'm thinking in my head more than actually getting new stuff. So
I was actually going to suggest, depending on Martin being okay with it, is possibly we meet up on one of the weekends between now and next game, and we can go through the weapon options with Martin, so he can tell us what we can and can't have. Because Stefan's gone through it with me in the past, and it can get complex for some people. And a couple of people also need character upgrades, so he could also possibly do that with him at the same time. Yeah.
sounds good.
So, yeah.
There's some options.
Yeah, and that means we can have access to his books if you want to,
Yeah.
and he can explain,
Like, because I know you make smokes as
Yeah.
well, so just make sure we're following the rules that
Yeah.
we're using.
and he also gives other options outside of the Star Wars
Exactly,
books.
because you make your own stuff
Yeah.
too, don't you?
And so if we organise like a Saturday or a
A
Sunday,
generic version as well, which has some
Cool,
options.
cool.
Yeah.
So the Genesys system is the generic
basic
version.
system.
So
Gotcha.
and Mark was going to come over to do a character upgrade at one point, so that's something that could happen as well.
Well, the character's now dead, but we'll work on this character.
And
So it's all good.
I do apologise for that. I didn't
Yeah.
intend to kill it off, but you gave me very little wiggle room.
No, I played the character as I thought the character
Yeah,
I
played, so
thought it
I
was
can't say I
perfect
didn't.
for
And I know
Yeah.
sometimes it's just
you work
the
well.
how you do things. You go, if it was a different situation, I reckon it would be totally different.
If you want to be
know?
iconic, you manage to be iconic, so that's
Yeah, well, I look at Twilight being very like to be known about and things like that.
If it hadn't,
Kind of,
if
you know.
it hadn't have been
Yeah.
a feud between the two crime lords of the region,
Would've
then you
Yeah.
probably wouldn't have had any
Yeah.
repercussions for it. But because you
Yeah.
picked
just
one
happened.
crime lord trying to up the other crime lord and took credit for it,
Yeah,
you ticked both of them off.
yeah.
And
So
yeah, that's good. I'm good.
we'll organise that after we finish off game. If you
Yeah.
guys are able to stay on for just a few minutes.
Okay, so we'll go to end credits there then, and next session we will find out what happens next.
You're also going to photocopy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I was just